Oh shit, that's it. Fuck it. All right, we're going. What is up, Crip Crow?
What up?
Oh, we are back. We are back with a amazing fucking episode. Kind of a heavy one, kind of a weird. Well, all right. First of all, we'd like it's another kind of bog talk, Lost in the Dark crossover, and we had on some very, very special guests. Our brothers, Clint and Seth from Recorruptor, join us on this one. It's the first time, I believe. It's like the first. I think it's the first time they've ever been on our show since it's been on video.
Yeah.
We haven't really talked. We haven't really seen them much over the last year at all.
Were they? Because Seth and Alex, was it? Did they do?
That was still audio.
That was still damn.
Yeah, that was still an audio one. So I'm
I
pretty
didn't think
sure
that was that far away.
Yeah.
That was that long ago.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was quite a while ago now. So they're back. They're back on. Also, the Recorruptor was like was playing the last show I ever went to before the fucking pandemic, that Oigs Fest at Max. And that is what we are here to talk about. For anybody outside of the Lansing area, or has never been here before, we've never had very many local venues. From time to time, they'll come and go over the years and stuff like that. But in the last 10 years, there has been pretty much just two. And they have been solid for, the last 10 years. And that was the Loft and Max Bar. Max Bar, which has been around since like 1939.
Yeah.
So
100 years.
Almost 100 fucking years.
Yeah.
And at the beginning of the pandemic, maybe a couple months in, we found out that the Loft would not be reopening. And then just a few days ago now, we all found out that Max will not be reopening either as a music venue, making it so the city of Lansing now no longer has any indoor live music venues at all. We don't have any outdoor ones either, but they'll sometimes have them at the baseball park or Common Ground, shit like that.
Yeah. I mean, there's one or two, but as far as like metal venues, as far as like places that you would go to see like either bigger acts that were heavier or just like straight, like local shows. It was both places really were, but more specifically Max was kind of the place that really, it gave anybody a shot, really.
Yeah.
Like you could, there were shows coming through all the time, and I feel like I must have seen Recorruptor there like 3 or 4 times.
Oh, way more than that, probably.
Yeah. I mean, it's lowballing, I'm sure. But just talking about all the shows we've seen there and stuff, like they really, and we mentioned it a couple of times, and it, they were the place that, whereas the Loft would get a little more like accessible, I guess, kind of heavier bands.
From time to time.
Yeah.
We saw Dahlia there.
Yeah, they played there a handful of times. But really, Max was, not only was it just for metal, but it really kind of brought those bands and a lot of the more extreme side of things, which is cool to see in a town or it's capital city, Lansing, and to have that, to have a band that you love, that you've been listening to for so long, just be like, for me, like 25, half hour down the street instead of an hour downtown Detroit,
right.
or and having to go either way to
Detroit, Grand Rapids, or Flint.
Yeah, it was always really sick to know that there was, and knowing that whenever those bigger bands came through, or whenever there was just a lineup that was just super sick, it was gonna, not only was it gonna be either close to or it was going to sell out, but it was going to be
a party.
Wild.
Yeah. Wild. It was the place for people like us.
Yeah.
And a lot of us, between Bog Wraith, Recorruptor, and myself, we all, like, a lot of the first time I met a lot of you guys was in these places. And that is one thing I will say about Max, is that, like, that is much like the Machine Shop. That is one thing that made it what it was. It was for, it wasn't just for the metalheads, because they had every different nights of music every week and all the time. They had different types. They had comedians sometimes come through.
Yeah. There was the Neon Tuesday thing they used to do.
Yep.
Although that was that was Max.
Yeah.
I think the Loft did something like that too.
And so, but what that does, the reason why that's a really cool thing to do from like the standpoint of a venue, is that, like, Like, it wasn't for just metalheads, but us metalheads still felt like it was ours. You know what I mean? But so did the fucking EDM kids. You know what I mean? So did the, every other genre that they would put out. And so that in combination with how long it's been around, if you grew up in the Lansing area, the odds are you've been there.
Yeah.
Like, everybody has a Max story. And yeah.
And I remember I was so happy we were able to catch that on the episode we did with my parents, because my dad had a story about one of his buddies getting kicked out of there because of he thought that he could take on the bouncer, and he got his ass handed to him. He ended up in the parking lot, not know where he was at.
Well, how many fucking people have ended up in that parking lot not knowing where they're at? It's probably thousands.
Yeah,
thousands.
See, this was. I mean, we'll probably get into this more in the outro stuff, but this was a place where, like, I went to, same thing with the Loft too. Like, both of these places I went to before I was able to start drinking. So I have probably more fond memories of it just for shows than of just being drunk and just, like just doing stupid shit outside of it, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that is, I mean, whatever your memory of it is, man, like, you have it. And it's the fact that, it just kind of, it went the way that, unfortunately, that a lot of other venues are going, whether it be because of the pandemic or because of other reasons. Like, it just, it's another place that I feel like, it kind of, well, it was really only a matter of time, and it was really only something like this kind of coming about to kind of.
That's kind of a kicker though, dude. Like, it
is and it isn't.
But no. Like, if any venue that does survive this, any venue that's just survives it, every show sold out for the next 3 years, without question. The biggest alcohol sales you've ever fucking seen, biggest merch sales, like everything is just like, if you can get past it. I'm not saying it's easy, but if you can, the fucking rewards are gonna be, and it's not gonna dry up quick. You know what I'm saying? Every single time a band comes to a town again for the first time since the pandemic, it's gonna sell out. Every single one. Like, it's just
hope so.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. We just charted Cannibal Corpse, for Christ's sake. CDs.
Yeah.
Physical copies.
Yeah, man.
Vinyl. Like,
it's huge.
Metalheads move the fucking needle, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that is one thing we do.
It's because it's, we're always of the mind where it's like, doesn't matter how many people are there. It doesn't matter what's going on and stuff. Like, you show up for it. You support it. And,
support.
And it's,
community.
Yeah, it's the reason why, there was some kind of article or something about the Spotify listings. It was either last year or the year before, that was about the fact that metal music is one of the highest streamed genres of music that's on. It's
specifically, it's the number one genre where people will listen to a song or listen to an album top to bottom and listen to songs way over and over and over and over and over, way more than once.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah.
But let's get into this real quick. Two little things before we get in. I did want to mention, I do got to start being better at, like, making sure I put this into all the intros. We are back on audio only. Like, we aren't just on YouTube anymore. We're back on a whole bunch of different platforms, wherever you get your podcasts. We have a podcast host, finally. So we are back on, like, iTunes, Google Podcast or Music or whatever it is. I think the only one we're not on yet is Spotify, and I just got to tweak one little thing to make that happen. So that's coming, but we are back on a lot of other platforms. So if you'd like, check us out there. If you don't want to have, if you don't have premium YouTube and you don't want to have your fucking phone open while you listen to us, we are back on audio only platforms. Also, one more thing at the very end of the video, for the last maybe 10 or 20 minutes or so, I don't know, my fucking camera goes a little fuzzy, and we never really got it fixed during the episode. So you guys, regular watchers, know it does that sometimes. So I don't know why. But yeah, I just wanted to say, apologize for that. It does get a little fuzzy at the end, but it's nothing to worry about really. But I wanted to make mention of that. But yeah, dude, without further ado, let's
And also, you know, not only because we mentioned that Clint and Seth were back, but also, you know, it is kind of a joint sort of podcast deal with Bog Talk, yeah.
Mike and Alex are back.
Yeah, man. And
a lot of episodes with them. It's been fun.
To me, yeah, dude, it's been awesome to see them get into it, and like it's, you know, I guess kind of shouts out to them because I'm really, you know, I've listened to the last few that they've done and stuff, and like it's awesome because you know just how it all started with them, just like, you know, us on stream trying to write some stuff, and then them kind of like talking about whatever they're, you know, going off on some of the craziest tangents about, like, you know, about bands and you know, just weird, like, you know, like rumors about different like artists and stuff. Like, it was just great. So to see it all kind of come around and to see them actually kind of get into it has been fucking awesome.
It has been.
So, and all the Lost in the Bog stuff has been
so fun,
super fun. Yeah. So
incredible fun. But yeah,
so check them out for sure.
Yeah, everybody be sure to go check out Bog Talk podcast wherever you download your podcasts.
I'm a little salty I wasn't asked to be a part of it, being as I am a part of Bog Wraith, but you know, it's whatever. It's whatever.
Well, now we do crossover episodes.
Yeah, here we go.
So it works out.
Oh gosh.
You could have at least they could have at least been like, would you be our Jamie or something?
Yeah. Whatever. No, it's all good.
Okay. But yeah, like Aaron said, we are welcoming back Seth Clint, but also the Bog Talk boys, Mike and Alex are on this one with us. It's a full house, and I swear to God, like, this conversation that you're about to hear is like being a fly on the wall like if we were all on the deck at Mac's bar. Like, it really put me right back there, right in that mind space. It felt really amazing, like, to have talk to everybody again after all this time. So this was tremendous fun. Giant shout out to all those guys. Check out Bog Talk, check out Bog Wraith, check out Recorruptor, and yeah, let's get into it. All right, fucking hope you all enjoy. Love you all. Rolling. What the fuck is up?
Welcome.
Well, you know, welcome to what? I don't even know what to call this.
This is a wake, man.
Yes.
Okay.
This is a remembrance, man. We sit here today in remembrance of the bar that cut our teeth. Fucking Mac's Bar, dude. Raise a drink if you got it. Booze or no, whatever it is.
Booze.
Coca-Cola. It's a bog wake.
I'm the only one not with booze, I'm pretty sure. So
no, Alex said he doesn't have booze, but right? Yeah, fucking straight edge, man. That's what Mac's Bar taught us, right?
Yeah, because I'm gonna go out to the parking lot later and hit a fifth, like really hardcore. I'll be back, I swear.
I was saying that earlier, man. I was like, I haven't drank in so long, but I feel like I should just go get a pint of Jaeger and go slam it in the backseat real quick in that.
Yeah, that's what my wife and I did before shows. Sometimes we would just get like a fucking fifth of Kraken, put it in a cup, mix it with some Coke, and then just fucking slam that shit. And man, I'm gonna miss Mac's. Like, I mean, it's not like we can't do that in any other bar, but the Mac's parking lot.
It was something
special.
It was legendary, man. That, like, the amount of times in that parking lot after a show that, like, we would make a couple extra bucks because, like, some drunk dude would be going to leave, like, hey man, you got and you'd be like, fucking thanks, dude. Love to hear it. You know, you do the thing you say it every time you can't understand it. Like, that's how we do it.
Yeah.
And then they start pulling out money to hand it and pointing at the shirts, and you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, the shirts that you forgot to unload and set up at the
You're going out to grab them real quick during the headliner so you can maybe make some gas money.
Right. Oh yeah. Shit, we got merch.
So yeah,
it's in the drummer's car.
Yeah, the drummer's back seat. That's where you want to bring your money over to.
That's the real money maker.
Well, dude, it's either that or you had one of like the 7 wobbly tables that they had in there.
You were lucky.
Set up. Yeah, if you got there early enough to claim one.
That's why I always got there early, was to claim the wobbliest table, by like the door
Right by
that
the
leads
door.
out to the porch, except if it's wintertime, because you know it was Max and that door was
And it
shit,
sucks,
and
yeah.
it just that fucking cold air really blew through. So I would take the table next to it. See, I had that strategy with that bar, but I don't have that with any other, and that
No.
fucking
Yeah.
depresses me. You can't, you just can't.
Yeah, we so yeah, we are here for everybody that's just listening and not watching. We have two incredible
Oh yeah.
people
We should probably say something about that.
that are
Heard
back.
his voices.
They're back, everybody. They're back. Seth and Clint are back on the show from
Howdy doody.
Recorruptor.
You'll love to see it.
And everybody here met pretty much for the first time at either Max Bar or the Loft.
Woolies.
Woolies,
Yeah.
Woolies House of Rock.
Yep.
Rest
Hell
in
yeah,
peace.
dude.
Yep.
Of course.
Just a quick shout out.
God, dude,
Yeah.
like
And we
just,
and sadly, right before we got on, I revealed to Mike that at the very beginning of the pandemic, we lost the Loft.
yeah, I had no idea.
He didn't know.
So
You didn't hear about that shit? Holy fuck.
no, like I said, man, like you remember what the beginning of quarantine was. Like, you know, you find out you get weed delivered and pay with it for money.
Right.
I probably got told at some point and was really upset. I was like, that sucks. so
Take care of that
might have
memory.
known. Yeah, exactly. I just wiped that out.
Um,
But
but
yeah,
the-
man, it's gone, man. That's it.
It's gone.
Like, with Max being gone, that's it. We don't
Max was our only other spot in the entire city.
Mhm.
And all of us learned 48 hours ago that it is no more. And so we decided we need to come on here and do this.
Mhm.
Hurts.
I took time out of my day to stop crying to come on. So, you know.
We love you for that, Aaron. Thank you
Yes,
so
thank
much.
you. We appreciate
see,
that.
I
Aaron.
did the man thing. I bottled it all up. And then on my ride home, I got to a red light and I just yelled really loud in a silent car.
Yeah.
And then got home and slammed a couple doors and shoved the rest of it back down to eventually become an ulcer. So
That's good.
There you
That's
go.
good for you.
There you go.
Yeah, I bottled it in too, but that was like the last thing I could bottle in, and yeah, so that's how that happened. And then I cried for an hour. It was a good time.
Yeah. I was at work when I read that post and I yelled in front of a customer, "Fuck!" What's going on?
when I
justified.
woke up that day, your post was the first one that I saw.
Mhm.
And I was like, I didn't, because normally when you see something like that, you immediately start scrolling really fast to check and see, other sources and stuff. And I was like, no, it's Clint. Like, there's no way this isn't
Clint
real.
make that up.
The truth,
Yeah,
the
there's no
truth
fucking
begins
way.
with him.
Yeah, like, there's no way. Like, so
Yeah, I don't think Clint's that cruel to
Oh.
make up a joke like that.
I don't know. You'd be surprised.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
So what's
He's out of here. You pissed him off.
I can do that.
we're already
This
not
is
at
over.
66 Ks.
Yeah, we gotta get more cakes.
More K's, more K's.
128 Ks,
Shit, he's up in it.
or I'm walking.
I have altered the arrangement. Just pray I don't alter it further.
So
Yes.
everybody, let's just start here, and it'll probably just devolve into madness.
Spiral.
But
Oh, yeah.
what's everybody's first and favorite experience at Max Bar?
Mm.
Dude, 2011 Ogre Fest, man. I was working at a sports bar up in Frandor.
Which one?
How ironic.
Up at Trippers.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
First place I ever had my 21st drink.
And the owner of the place was this like stingy old cokehead, and he came up to me and he was like, "Hey, we're kind of slow. We can close down early if you want to go catch the show over Max," because he knew I listened to metal. So he let me go a couple hours early, and I was like, "Screw it, I'll walk up there." I didn't know anyone. I had just turned 21 like a couple months earlier, and I just went in and I got like blackout drunk fast. Like I said, actually, that's where I got the shirt I'm wearing right now. The band was called Heavy Lies the Crown. They were terrible, but it's the most offensive shirt I've ever owned. The back of it, I'm sure you'll be able to read it, is Christ raping death metal.
Wow.
Um,
Pretty hardcore.
Yeah, that's the guy was walking around towards the end of the show and was like, "Hey, we're trying to get gas money to get home. We're from Ohio. Do you want to buy a shirt?" And I was like, I don't have it. I've got like $4. And he's like, "Dude, all right, give me that and like 3 or 4 cigarettes." And here. And all right, cool. And I wore the shirt the next day to work, and this girl saw it. And she's not gonna listen to the show. She's kind of dumb. She saw so she sees the back of the shirt and she goes, "What's Christ rapping death metal?" And I realized right then, like, oh no.
You're like, oh, that's not Christ rapping death metal.
It's not. It's not. So I was like, shit, I'm wearing this shirt in public like that. I'm gonna get looks. So like, I've always had like I'm wearing metal shirts and getting like the people look at them like, ooh, is it a skull with fire? But this one just straight up like Christ raping. So I was like, it's like death metal, but a guy like raps Christian stuff over it. And she's like, oh, that's really nice. And I got away with it for like 3 years.
Good.
3 years.
But yeah, man.
Before she was like, wait.
It was
One
I wore it to a party one time and someone like called me out and was like, yo, that's a fucked up shirt. And I was like, oh, thank you. And she's like, what's it fucked up? And he's like, it says Christ raping on it, Amber. What are you talking about? It's horrible. And it just, I saw the light click in her head and I was like, oh, I'm never going to fucking hear the end of this.
Poor innocent Amber.
You should have just said, man, no, this is the first time I'm finding out about this.
Oh my gosh, is that what it says? It's on the back, so I never see it.
Maybe that guy was being sarcastic at the show. I don't know.
Cool, me too. Yeah, man. So like after that, man, I just every time I'd get out of work, I'd walk past Max on my way home, and if there was a show, I'd stop in, have a drink, and get saw all sorts of bands and all sorts of shit they always had up there, man. The crazy stuff. They have metal shows and everything, but then you'd go up there and it'd be like 3 guys with acoustic guitars plugged into distorted amps, like crawling around on the floor playing it and just screaming into wireless mics, but it sound dope.
Yeah, this is art.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know.
I think.
Like the guys like bumping into your feet, just going, and like everyone's bobbing their head at the same time. And I'm like, sure, yeah, 2 pitchers. Thank you. And a shot.
Sounds like a good Yoko Ono tune, man. That sounds awesome.
$7 for all that? Here you go. Like,
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, the drinks were cheap.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Was that your first experience at Max or just like one of your favorite?
that was my first. I was 21
That
years
was your
old walking up.
first experience?
Yep. I got
man.
that set the tone, man. Like
I started
Christ,
going to
10
shows
years.
at Max when I was like, I want to say like 14 or 15 when my brother was in a band.
How's bragging camp going?
I'm not trying to brag. I'm just saying that like I'm just surprised because
you know, if you wanted to do the timelines though, I think that's about right age-wise, right? You're what, 6 years younger than me? How old are you?
I was gonna say, am I 6 years younger than you? That I'm 29. Or
29?
well, I'm gonna be 29 this
29, okay,
summer.
so you're only 3 years younger than me. Okay, 4 years.
Okay, yeah, I was about to say that doesn't
Sick
seem
math.
right. But like,
I just know I'm the old one.
But yeah, like I just remember like going and like getting into mosh pits with like me and my fucking friends, like to like post-hardcore music. So
You're
like
fine.
you get like pop punk with breakdowns basically.
Hell yeah.
And like it was a hell of a time. There were so many bands that like I thought were so cool, and then like looking back, I'm like, that was just some fucking loser ass band.
Well, that's how it is
But-
when
Trying
you're
to sell
young,
me a
though.
$5
Yeah.
CD.
That,
Yeah,
like, that's
it's
how it is.
it's the scene, it's the experience.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Like
Yeah,
there
you
was this
can-
one band. I don't remember what the fuck they were called. I remember that they had a song called "She Puts the Hoe in Home Wrecker," and
Oh wow.
the bassist came up to me at one point after their set and was like, "Hey man, did you buy a CD?" And I was like, "Nah, I'm kind of broke." And he was like, "Well, what do you got?" And I was like, "I got like $4 on me." And he was like,
Uh-oh.
"That'll get you a fucking CD." And I was like,
You sure it wasn't the same guy that Mike bought the shirt from? Dude might be just scalping. He seems like set on $4.
We're so hardcore set.
This dude's been going and stealing little bits of
fucking CD.
He just goes in and swipes the demo shit off the table and sells it in the parking lot.
Yeah, for like $4 and a couple cigarettes. Yeah, man, that's cool.
Oh my god! Did it take the death of Max for us to uncover this legend?
The fucking real secrets to success right here.
Fuck, that's awesome.
Oh shit.
I want to
nice.
say I found the band.
Oh
What are you
shit.
talking about?
Who is it? Give him a shout out.
Wait, what? The Hoe and Homewrecker?
She puts the Hoe and Homewrecker by Love Hate Hero.
Love Hate Hero.
Yeah, Love Hate Hero.
Sounds like a hardcore name right there.
Yeah, they're like straight up one of those like post-hardcore bands where like you get like the really nice like melodic guitar and stuff, but then every once in a while to go dun dun.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yep. Such is the time. Such is the times.
Yeah, dude, that was what was hot back then, and like
Just grab some out of context lyrics here. Amy, stand and receive this award. I am pleased to pronounce you a whore. Amy, you're such a disease. You're the queen of the sleaze. Rule the streets from your knees.
I feel bad for Amy. She has a song
Amy,
written about her, man.
Amy got fucking shat on, dude.
Next Lost in the Dark. We need to get Amy.
Right.
Amy from the song.
I'll put some time into finding this. I will dive through the band. I'll find the MySpace.
For the chart top
and then we
single.
also need to find August because that bitch did some stupid shit.
Right.
Well, then we'll find Stacy too.
Yeah.
Her mom had a whole song.
Right. Yeah.
Ooh, I bet that felt really weird. The boy in school wrote a song about her mom.
So, Aaron, what was your first Max experience?
Yeah.
Yes, tell us how you lost your virginity.
Oh man, you know that gnarly stall that's in there, like the one with the door that's unlocked all the time.
Oh yeah, best place to poop.
Oh yeah, dude.
I can't really remember the first experience I had there because it was quite, when I was quite a bit older. I think it must have been. I think we might have played a show with like Medica around that time. That was around the time that I guess I would have been able to, and that was like, this is before I turned 21 too, so I was kind of so there was that. And then I guess like if we're talking like favorite memories, I just remember like countless times of being like a just unapologetic Punisher to like every band that I saw there. without even knowing that I was doing it, like with it. So
been there.
Good job.
I think probably my one of my favorite shows ever seen there, I guess, between probably that cattle show that was there.
Oh my god.
Wall to wall, it was so good.
Oh man.
So pissed I missed that, man.
Same here.
It was King Parrot and Black Crown Initiate.
Yeah.
I went separate to that show with Nick Matheson and his stepsister Shelby.
Oh god, she went to that?
Well, I mean,
oh my god.
She went and she was actually, I think she was talking to the drummer from Black Crown Initiate, now drummer from Die Hard Is Murder, for a bit because of that.
Wow.
Yeah, or was trying to, at least, I don't know. But I mean, they did at the show. But they left after, Nick and her left after Black Crown Initiate. I was like, dude, why are you leaving?
Fucking idiot.
Like, this is fucking cattle decapitation in Max Bar.
Yeah, that was where the fun begins.
Like, why would you do that? And that was my first experience seeing cattle too, and that was probably still my favorite time seeing them. It was incredible.
I love the fact that Travis fucking uses two microphones, one for like that like snarky high that he does, and then like another one for like all of his low guttural stuff.
Yeah, like one is specifically for his like clean singing, because I think he has like more reverb and maybe like just more effects attached onto it to make it sound closer to the album, and then his other shit is like, I'm just gonna guttural. Yeah, cheating. He pitch shifts his vocals. He pitch shifts it.
No.
He got a whammy bar that he's like actually using to like hit those notes.
Yeah, I would be so disappointed. I would cry.
Right. But yeah, that show was sick, and that was the most varied set list I'd ever seen from them too. Was that first time? Because
Yeah.
every time after, I think I saw them 3 or 4 times afterwards, including the time we opened for them, and it was
Camp.
all Monolith Anthropocene,
Mm.
like nothing else and whatever. But at that Max
Well-
show, they played
very
Bukkake
nice.
Tsunami
Yeah.
from Deserve Man. They did Total Gore from Karma Bloody Karma, and they did a Harvest Force song. I just can't remember what. But yeah. Oh, and Testicular Manslaughter.
Yeah, that would be fucking sick to
That's a
see.
good
Yeah.
one.
So like, it was just super fucking cool. I never expected any of those songs to come out, and they did them in Little Max. Little old Max. And
Max.
people
That
got
is-
Max, dude.
Yeah.
fucked up, man.
That was that was
Fucked up,
insane.
man.
That is
I
me.
remember-
Go on, Aaron.
Just at one point, it was just kind of hard to stand anywhere in there because wherever you were at, it was just constant
Oh yeah.
pushing, and it was probably one of the biggest pits I've seen there because like the whole floor is just wide open to it.
Right.
I thought that was gonna be the time the dance floor caved in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
dude.
always-
I saw you like that floor went through some shit, and it always felt like this is it.
Yeah, it had a little wobble to it that like it was fine.
It was enough to give you like
You
a
knew
little
it
more
was
lift when you're
fine.
trying to like bounce
Mhm.
around and start a pit. But like I
Yeah.
remember seeing times there'd be like there was like there'd be the 2 big dudes that were always up front.
Mhm.
And they would be doing the thing where they're like holding on to each other and headbanging at the same time.
Yeah.
And then start stomping their feet. And it'd be like, oh man, that's a great idea.
Yep.
That is maybe something we should mention to anybody listening that has never been to or heard of Max. What maybe
It's a shithole.
75 by
I'll miss
50?
Imagine your favorite
Yeah.
bar and then cut
Oh,
it in
yeah.
half.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Scotty,
Cut it in half and then go to the back room of that.
Right.
Yeah. And then see some creepy clowns painted on the
Mhm.
side too.
Or if you went into the actual back room at Max, you were like, "Oh shit."
Right.
Yeah.
Are you,
I
you
might die.
talking you're talking capacity wise?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we did. I mean, obviously, I'd booked a fair share of shows there
Yeah.
and whatever. And Scotty told me that technically they are allowed 150 people in there.
That's it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Obviously,
more. There's been
we
more.
all know there's been more. in
There's
there.
a lot more.
I was gonna say, I felt like
So
Cattle had
many
way more
more.
than 100.
Yeah, fire code, fire safety, all
Fire,
that
yeah.
jazz. Yeah, it's 150. But
Okay, so that gives everybody an idea of the size of the fucking place. It's a basement, basically. Like it's tiny as
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
It's covered in stickers. It's got a bar right in the like a horseshoe bar right in the middle. Fucking, and then on the right side of the horseshoe bar, there's a pool table back there, but that's also where the bands put their gear. On the
Yeah,
left
so no
side,
pool.
yeah,
Right.
nobody ever played pool on
nobody,
it.
nobody. On the left side,
Inconvenience.
there's like bar seats, and then against the wall there on the left is usually where the bands will set. There's some pink or what are the things? What are the games?
No pinball.
Pinball
Yeah.
machines, and fucking then all the bands set up their gear. And then to the right is the main floor and the stage. Very, very small, very
Very
small place.
tiny.
Hole in the
Mhm.
wall.
Yep. And to be honest, yeah,
definition.
the place is take away the community, family, all
it's a-
that. It's a shithole.
Yeah. Dude.
It
It's a,
is.
it's a
Yeah.
bar that they let people bring their dogs as long as the dogs didn't stick around.
That's exactly yes.
Yeah.
But
Yes. That's what was great about Max Bar was, and Seth said this the other day. It's a lawless land,
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that's what makes it great.
yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty lawless.
Hey, kitty.
And hey,
Pumpkin. Jesus, Pumpkin got fat.
Yeah, she's a fat fuck. Anyways, go ahead, Burton.
oh, I love it when cats
She's
show up.
gotta
Aaron's
be like
cat,
fucking 80
BRB.
pounds.
Aaron's cat. Yeah, Aaron and Mike's cat show up all the time.
You know,
Oh, he went into the bog. He went into the mire.
Uh-oh.
Not coming
Um,
back. He's gonna pop up, and I'm not gonna like it.
You're like come out of the face.
Oh my god.
Um.
But yeah, it's a very small
from a
place.
shallow grave.
And
Right.
You know? All right, go on. Sorry.
I also think though that if it was nice, it wouldn't have been our place.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, I
It
mean, yeah.
fits who we were.
Maybe, but
Gross.
yeah, no, well, definitely one of those places that like really like you could just sense the vibe, you know, like it
Mhm.
was
Oh,
it was
yeah.
its own fucking
Yeah.
entity, really. Like
And I
Max
think-
like was a person basically.
And
Yes.
I think that's the exact reason why people of our genre went to Max and not the Loft, you know? Like the
Yeah.
Loft had its shows and whatever, but the bigger
It's-
ones that Max couldn't hold. But like,
Yep.
you know, you have to walk up and down the stairs, and
Yep.
Or
for
get in
smokers
the
that
rickety
suck,
goddamn elevator.
Yeah.
and fucking
Oh God.
expensive beers.
Yeah, it
Like,
was
in relation to the $3 bottle that you get at Max.
right.
Yeah.
It was a little bit more at the Loft.
It was, yeah, Max was a perfect
Well,
place
it's-
for somebody like us.
And like
You
you,
get PBR in a pitcher and just drink it by yourself.
Yep.
Well, I always felt like the Loft got, well, at least towards the end, they kind of focused a bit more on like the bigger like sign bands that kind of were a little more popular, a little more current. Whereas Max, it was like,
Mhm.
you know, maybe Goat Horrors here, like
Mhm.
you know,
Maybe Goat Horror, maybe Chance the Rapper, maybe
Yeah.
the Rick and Morty experience. Like,
Yeah.
fucking Macklemore, Eric Andre,
Yeah.
Eric
Andre,
Andre.
yeah.
I'm
fucking
so sad I missed Eric Andre. Todd
Same.
Glass was there, and I
Six
fucking
Feet Under.
completely missed it. I was so bummed.
6 Feet Under's played there.
Mastodon played there back
Mastodon?
in there. Yeah, there's a fun story about my
Yeah.
cousin in Mastodon, but I'll tell you that later.
I tried really hard to look up like any history, any information, anything I could about it. There's nothing.
From
You couldn't find
yeah.
nothing.
It's like you can get anecdotes, like people posting about like, oh, back in 1980, blah blah blah. I saw this amazing act there. It's like, really? But then you look at like, yeah, like Cattle, the Adult Swim shit that happened there. Like it's got history, man. It's got so much.
From
So-
what I understand, the on the stage, there's no ceiling tiles,
Correct.
and whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
From what I understand, a young The Devil Wears Prada went in there and fucking knocked out all those ceiling tiles.
I
'cause they
remember
were
hearing
so
that.
insane.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, he
I didn't know that either.
That's pretty cool.
he I remember he did the thing
Throwing the
where
mic
throwing the
through.
microphone through it, yeah, and then pulled out his fake teeth
Yo,
and flossed with it.
yo.
Jeez.
Yeah, because he's got the one missing tooth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
So
all I could really find was that it opened in the late 1800s as a saloon, and then I think in like 1930 or 1939
1939. Yeah.
it opened as Max Bar is what we know it.
mhm.
So it's been open almost 100 fucking years
Yo.
It's
as
fucking
what it
nuts.
is.
What?
Before we get past it, because Seth and I never really shared
No,
our
no, no, I
history
was-
with
yep.
it.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
You don't skip
I was about to
over
go there.
us.
No, I was about to
Well,
go
it's
there.
The Recorruptors.
Do you have your talking
Yeah.
sticks?
Well, it's kind of cool, I mean, for
Got
anybody
mine.
who knows the band and whatever. But Seth and I, before Recorruptor, played in a band called Condition Critical. That's where we met Aaron.
Yeah.
We've known Aaron longer than
Yeah.
any of y'all.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, the thing is with Aaron, though, I saw him, but I never really talked to him because he was in Medica, which was like kind of the poppin' band around Lansing that time.
Mm-hmm.
And we played their CD release show at the Loft, and I saw Aaron, and I thought he reminded me of a drummer that Clint and I used to play with a long time ago. But yeah, he just reminded me of him, and I'm like, oh, that's weird. And then I never talked to him until like he fucking started like playing with Bog Wraith, and I'm like, oh, hey, it's that guy. I know that guy.
Yeah, man. I was
Yeah.
like, because the C release show was at the Loft, but that was
Mhm. Yep.
a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
That was fun.
So either way, besides that Loft show, Condition Critical never actually did any Lansing shit. It was really hard to get into Lansing. Besides, the only place that would really have us back often was the Black and Moon when Bon Hoschel
Oh,
was
yeah.
running that.
Missed that.
Um, Yeah, that's a real one, man. That's a
Yeah, that
real
was-
one. You thought Max was lawless. That true.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
gonna say. That's what that was.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
Black and
No
Moon was
rules.
the Deadwood of our
Yeah.
scene. Like,
Yeah.
People fucking railing coke on the bar like at any
It's
time.
at the bar.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Anyway, so we generally had a tough time, getting in Lansing. I mean, granted, we weren't that great, so it was hard to pick ourselves to any of those people. But we managed to get in a little bit with Alfonso from No Life
Shout out.
Heartsick now. And he had us on a show. He was like, yeah, I'm doing this thing at Max. We're hosting this surprise band. They're coming over and working with Josh Schroeder, the recording artist, or the producer, I should say.
Oh yeah, he used to go by Random Awesome.
I don't know that
think
much,
so.
I guess. But he's done stuff for I think he did the King A10 stuff. He's done, Lauren Shore stuff, Ghost Bath, stuff like that.
His resume is fucking crazy stacked.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
It is. Yeah, they're going to work with Josh Schroeder, so I convinced them to do a show and whatever. And I didn't think anything of it. I was just thinking, let's play Lansing.
Yeah,
it'd be cool. So we did this thing, and it was like 8 bands, including the surprise band and whatever. And at the time, it wasn't really much of a surprise to anybody. But I don't know what the record was called, but the band was In Heart's Wake from Australia, and they ended up fucking making it like really big after that. Like they're a pretty big name. They're a pretty big band now. So that was how we got into Max that first time, and we never played there again as Condition Critical. But once Recorruptor started, it was like immediate. Because
was playing there your first time there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was
because we were all underage, so it wasn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What was that? That was like 2012, 2000.
It might have been 13 actually.
Maybe. I think it was 2013. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
because it was just us 4.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, no, actually, it was technically
that
show it was just you, me, and Chris because Church couldn't do it.
And Corey filled in.
And Corey Alexander filled in from us. Corey from Hail of Fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. He filled in for us.
So that was cool. But yeah, so that was our first experience with Max ever.
Yeah.
For both you and Seth, that was your first one too? Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
One of my most exciting experiences, other than the Goat Horror show, which was Clint's 21st, which was fucking
I was there.
Shit. Dude,
so
what
sick.
A crazy time. But,
drinking the Jack and Cokes in Sammy Duet's honor.
Yeah.
He got me turned
shout
on
out to Goat Horror.
He did, dude. Yeah, he got you fucked that night. That was awesome.
Oh yeah.
But him and Ben was really nice too.
Oh yeah,
he was
guy.
Awesome.
He made fun of me for puking off the balcony.
Yeah. Oh,
said,
man.
"Don't you think it's a little too early to be doing that?" I had just got done playing the set and was already we opened and I was already fucking 7 beers in. And
oh yeah.
Buddy came up and said, "Dude, that was sick. Here, drink this." I didn't know what the fuck it was. Turned out it was a double IPA, and I hate IPAs.
Oh,
so it hit my stomach like a fucking rock. I went out there and threw up, and there's fucking Ben from Goat Horror. Don't you think it's a little early to be doing that?
That dude's a fucking legend, though, man.
Said it's called Puke and Rally, motherfucker.
Yeah.
He liked that.
But other than that Goat Horror show, I want to say one of the craziest times I've been there and just craziest shows in general was when I just got done with like the second date that I ever had with my now wife Jess, and I was like, I'm going to show up Max. She's like, whatever, I'm fine. And I'm like, okay. So I went and I saw Origin there.
Ooh.
And that like we played with Origin. Actually, that was our last show before the pandemic, and like everything got shut down. It was March 15th of last year
at the Sanctuary.
But, yeah, which was badass, and Origin was fucking sweet there. But dude, in a place like Max, like Origin, it was so fucking in your face. Like I have a video of it on my Facebook that I took so long ago, but it was heavy. And it was the most energetic motherfucking thing I've ever seen. And it was the craziest shit.
Yeah.
So that's one of my most cherished shows that is so vivid to me still was Origin at Max. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's the one I always kick myself for not going to, man.
My God. Yeah, I know. I was the only one there out of like all of our buds. Like, none of y'all motherfuckers were there.
Hey, man, you weren't at fucking Cattle, so fuck you.
Yeah.
I was working. What's your excuse?
Call in. It was
it
was Meyer. Call in when you're there. They'll fucking believe you.
You're not wrong. Thankfully, I'm out of there now. But yeah, that was. I wish I would have went to the Cattle show, but Origin was like
too many fucking shows to count, man. Too many.
Dude.
I think the craziest one I ever saw was the Acacia Strain.
Ooh.
Oh, what?
So the Acacia Strain played there, and this was literally the first tour after they released Coma Witch, which is their highest, which at the time was their highest selling record. Their chart top, you know, on the charts and whatever. Like it went really high. So people were fucking, you know, going crazy for them, and yeah, little fucking Max Bar. It was them and
I don't remember
Plot
that
and You
specifically, but I remember that show came
Plot
around.
and You?
I missed
Really?
it.
Yeah, and
that's who they were touring with. The Plot and You. That's crazy.
Well, this was
What a
back
weird
when the Plot and You just had the two albums, and I mean, they're not like my greatest dig in the world, but like they were angrier back then. They were, you know, like the lyrics were more provocative, and the music, like at least the vocals were a lot more in your face, so they kind of made sense with the Acacia Strain. It was a good mix. Like they were good live.
I like provocative.
But yeah, fucking Acacia Strain went up and they opened right up with JFC. Like first name.
Dude.
Or was it? No, they closed. The encore was JFC, I believe. The opener was Skynet.
Oh, that's a good one to start with.
Yeah. And dude, everybody went the fuck off. Like within the first 10 seconds, there was 5 fights. And I'm not talking like moshing, there were fights.
But yeah, dude.
Throwing fucking hands.
Those were the ones at Max that it was always like, I'm gonna stand back and take bets.
Yeah, dude.
That dude said he's got beef with that guy.
It was always great when those fights would break out at that place, because you'd look and the bartenders would be like, they wouldn't move until it'd be to a certain point, and you'd always see them watching out of the corner of their eye, still filling up that like watery Miller Lite pitcher. And like glancing over their shoulder, and then it's like, not shit, and they'd set it down and jump over like, well, I only saw them ever break up fights like a couple times, and they'd just be like, let it go, dude. If he starts bleeding, put him outside.
Yep. Yeah, I mean that shit was fucking nuts, and it was my first time seeing them ever. I went with my buddies, and he was like, yeah, dude, this shit's gonna be fucking nuts. You're not gonna know what to do and whatever. And we were like right on the edge of the pit when it happened, and I was, dude, immediately like under the pool table. Immediately. It was like, fuck, dude. Not trying to die for this shit.
This is how it ends. I'm dying.
I mean, yeah, I posted about it earlier, but like, I know what it is to feel like you're gonna die at Max.
Oh yeah,
that was a good time, man.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, man, no, absolutely no. That was like, it's one of those looking back things. So I mean, for those, obviously I'm not friends with lot of people on Facebook. So when Recorruptor, it was CD release show, right? Was that
It might have been. We had that.
I think it was. I think it
the
was
Blood Moon release show.
I was gonna say for Blood Moon.
So you guys wanted me to dress up like an alien and jump in the pit. And I was like, hell yeah. We had this all planned out. And then we drew the face on the Green Man costume with Sharpie and
that's right.
colored it in real good, putting a whole, like, as I'm taking off my clothes to put it on. So I put it on and we did the nose and the mouth part right perfectly where my nose was. So I'm just like, just huffing it in. And I go to jump in the pit. And as soon as it kicked off, dude, like, it's like the 3 flashing lights they had at max going off. And so I have this image burned into my corneas of an elbow, like flash, and then coming to, like, getting pulled out to the porch, like, like, ow, my head.
Oh man.
And then went inside and my wallet was empty and our band box was empty. And I was like, oh, and we pretty sure we figured out who it was. So that,
call him out. Who was it?
I don't remember the dude's name, but it was he was known around there for swiping shit, and we didn't see him around there afterwards. So.
Oh yeah, he was like hella fucking drunk too.
Yeah. But yeah, man. So that was, and then but I got that dope ass hoodie out of it. So
you did.
Oh yeah.
Still have that.
We felt really bad.
It's naturally grown thumb holes in just the right spot. But now that, like this, I think this will be the last time I can wear this shirt. I think I need to just go get.
You gotta retire it.
I gotta retire it. I gotta go.
Yeah, you gotta go get another one for $4 and a few cigarettes.
Dude, I might just go wander down to the parking lot every once in a while, and like if that guy standing out there came in, I got this fucking Acacia Street shirt for like $7. Like, yeah. I'll keep random amounts of money in different pockets. So I know, what can I get for $4? I got this demo CD from the Green Leaves.
Fuck, they're good. Green Leaves are real good.
Yeah.
But I can't remember who said it earlier, but earlier someone said Max was like a person.
Yeah.
It had that aesthetic, and like you said earlier, Clint, like when you walk in, there's just a feeling, and I think that is we are somewhat lucky enough to have, you know, I get the same when I walked into Max, I was like, oh, little Harpo's. It reminded me of Harpo's in a lot of ways. Like I walked in, it felt the same.
Just gross, kind of.
I hear it's not that way anymore.
It's not that.
Yeah, they really fixed up Harpo's.
They really did.
Your shoes stick to the floor the same way. It's great.
Yep. I miss
They
it.
used to. They for sure used to.
Yeah.
But
not a place you'd want to take a shit.
Oh no, man! I
wait
every
to take
single
a shit
show.
there.
There's no doors on the stalls, Alex.
That's exactly why I fucking do it.
Yeah, dude, you sit in there.
It doesn't lock. You have to hold it from the bottom, and I'm just sitting there, spread eagle beagle, waiting for somebody to come in and go. Oh,
it looked like a fucking centerfold in a goddamn Playboy.
Oh yeah, dude. The first your first 2 or 3 pre-show shits at Max. Yeah, you're like doing the like kind of hover thing because you got your hand by the door because you got to catch it.
Right.
But you eventually just learn to do the typical like as soon as you hear that door open. Hey, like or you'd forget to, and occasionally someone would just over and do the like, dude,
right?
Like you just saw my junk.
Man,
sometimes you get that nice dick while they're rocking out.
Yeah.
Sadly, I've seen more dicks in Max outside of the bathroom than inside of the bathroom.
That's fair. I've definitely seen a dick out on that porch once or twice.
Yeah, it's still one, but
I mean,
you know. Max, miss it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna miss it for sure.
Dude, I mean,
I'm so
dude. I mean, that's where I got to send the beacon of hope to all bassists that it is indeed possible for the bassist to pull a groupie.
And you did.
And I did. So like that's always gonna be like Max is gone now, but I'll always have that memory. Well,
Mhm.
Good job, man.
parts of the memory.
When Alex when
Right.
Alex was single, he just eventually quit trying for groupies and just started hitting on the band members, and it was really frustrating.
Hey, hey, what can I say?
No,
I
no,
thought it was
no,
more of a
not-
cheat.
Not you, our bassist, our Alex.
Oh, Schmitty, yeah.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
talking about bassist, you fucking
Alex-
egotistical maniac.
Alex was just like, "Oh yeah, no, yeah, you're totally right about that one." Me, on the other hand, I mean, come on, but yes.
Ah.
Real quick,
Oh,
Seth,
shit. Yo,
didn't you get married during the pandemic?
I did.
Is-
Yeah.
Congratulations,
Fucking
motherfucker.
Congratulations,
Yeah.
Thank you.
There we go.
Yeah, that was a
go.
fucking stressful fucking time, but
I love the both of yous.
we love this too. We love this alls.
It was quite wonderful.
And shout out to bassist Alex. I miss that guy too.
Yeah,
For
we were
real, I
trying to
miss
get him
him.
on. And he's like, "Oh, I don't have a webcam," and just like Clint's like, "Use a phone, you fucking dingus," and he's like, "Good idea." And he's not here, so that's
Well, if he hits either of you up, just let him know. Like we can
fuck him.
we can have people come on. And,
No, fuck that guy.
Fuck that. No, I mean, well,
it's all good. We'll get him on. I need to see him
I was-
again soon though.
I was trying to get Caleb on like a podcast. Like I want Caleb like at least on one podcast so people can
Caleb
stop.
owes me an episode
Yes.
He does.
because we have some shit to get into.
He doesn't want
Oh,
he doesn't
yeah.
want to come on though because you talked shit about Joe Rogan the other day.
Dude,
Hey, it's
Aaron.
easy to talk shit on Joe
no,
Rogan.
no.
Yeah.
Aaron,
Joe Ro.
Aaron can fucking speak to this. I told this to Aaron last night. First
It's
of all,
an awkward, like worlds
it's-
collide kind of
No,
thing.
it's really
Who
weird.
Said it.
Mhm.
What happened?
First of all, I love Joe Rogan for the record.
Okay.
And second of all, I woke up and that shit was on my feed. Like I didn't put it there. Like I don't know.
I
how
mean,
it
if
got
we're
there.
being honest, I looked at it and how harsh the status was, and I was like,
I
"This
didn't
doesn't
even.
really seem like Burton to."
Thank you.
I didn't
Thank you.
even see that. I'm
What?
gonna look this up.
I deleted
Burton doesn't
shit.
have a-
Just
Oh,
some,
you did?
somebody else's status that was
Brian
shared.
Hayes,
and
the
it
former guitarist of Medica.
Oh,
That's what's
gotcha.
awkward.
Yeah, and it just starts up.
I don't
Joe
know.
Rogan's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
I seriously
Now-
have no idea how that got posted. Like, and I
That's
know
so
I was
weird.
totally sober. Like,
I was
there
gonna
nothing-
ask.
No, I
Yeah,
was
Burton doesn't
totally
have a
sober.
hateful bone in his
Like-
body.
It's fucking- I have no, and I'm a big fan of Joe Rogan. Like, it doesn't make any sense at all.
Right.
I think
Yeah.
I think I might have seen Mike's comment on it before the whole before I knew what I was looking at. So,
There's that whole situation with that.
And
What went down is a lot more nuanced than he put it up to be. Like,
I really was bummed out when I saw Caleb say like I disagree or something like that. I was like, no, Caleb, that's not. It wasn't me.
No,
You
Caleb's-
don't have to win his approval. He's the new guy. Fuck
Yeah,
him.
right. We made him shove chili peppers up his ass to get in the band, so you know his opinion shouldn't mean anything to you.
Well, how long is he really going to be the new guy? Is it just going to be forever, or are you going
Right.
to stop calling him the new
until
guy?
we
eventually?
kick like Josh
They get a
Moore
new
out.
one.
Okay, but technically, fucking Aaron is the new guy of our band.
oh yeah,
Oh
yeah, we-
noob scrub piece of shit.
it never goes away. You just embrace it.
Almost 5 years into this band, and you're
Yep.
still the new guy.
Still, I don't know. It's been over a year since Caleb's been in a band, so I mean, I don't think he's really the new guy anymore. He's just the latest member. There you go. Different terms.
Yeah.
Latest member.
He's still the new guy in my eyes.
Well, okay.
Not
I
that that's a
respect it.
negative thing though. That's just how I see him until he gets more show experience and
Well,
on a
until his
record,
name's
you
on an
know?
album, yeah. Until his name's on like this
You
new
know?
album here, then
yeah.
it'll be different.
He
for
does, you
sure.
know,
Oh, yeah.
and it's not a bad thing. It's just how my mind works about it. I guess we only
Yuck.
got to do the 2 shows before the pandemic.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
true.
I mean, of course, he fucking
Yeah.
slayed anybody
he
that
did.
knows Caleb.
Yeah,
knows that
he's
he's
a-
gonna fucking rip that shit.
The
He's
guitar
an
plays-
insane guitarist.
Mhm.
Yeah, he plays guitar like he breathes air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been
Yeah.
researching how to genetically mutate extra arms onto Caleb so that way I can finally get rid of Seth.
Oh, bro, if you could play 2 guitars at the same time, that'd be fucking.
I feel it. I would just, I would, I would accept it. I would just help like with merch and just do that.
Yeah. Do nerd shit, Seth.
Deal. I'll help with. I'll do like all the stuff I'm doing now, just not playing the guitar. So hell, that'd be a lot less stressful for me.
I will say that there was a show that we played that was kind of like the last thing that we would play before Bog Wraith ended up forming at Max. So there's a little bit of, I think it was like all 3 of our bands too.
Was that Magnolia?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The winter show where the fucking heater broke and everyone was in their winter coats.
God.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yep.
Yeah.
That
Dude,
was
that was
fucking
the shit.
fun. That was
That
fun
was
as
fun.
fuck.
Was that the
though, man.
Parahelion? Was Parahelion there? Who else was? Okay.
Yeah,
No,
but no, because
we were the co-headliner.
It was the co-headliner because Recorruptor didn't play the Parahelion show. I just booked it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Because there was a 4th band though. There had to have been.
So it was you guys technically headlining with Parahelion supporting you guys and Magnolia, and then the opening band was Heed the Assailant.
That's right. That's right.
Oh yeah. Was that the one that was frozen out, or was that?
No, that was in the
No,
summer.
was-
The
Okay.
co-headliner was frozen out.
Yeah.
I'm getting
was-
the Magnolia Betray the Prophet shows mixed up because we played
Jumping
a
in-
fucking good bit of them.
Yeah, that was fucking. Oh my god, that was a lot of fun though. But
Good era.
The co-headliner, that was when Brian and we were like, yeah, big after party at our house.
And Brian
we're like,
shuts the
Brian,
wrong address.
tell
while we're
everyone that he's like
leaving.
208 Stewart Street. And he told everyone to go there. So we all like got back to the house. We're like, where the fuck is everyone? Like,
Oh my
everyone
God.
said they were coming. And
they just show up to this one dickhead's house, like, what are all these young people doing here? What the fuck?
yeah. So that was a hell of a night, man.
It was so. I got so drunk for that show.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's one of those shows where like we all got together right before our set. And me and Brian were like, I think we're a little too drunk to play that one song.
Oh, it was. I remember specifically Brian looking at me and being like, "I'm too drunk to play this right now." I was like, "We got it, man." And then I just started counting in, and he was like shaking his head, I'm like, "Just go, man. Just go. It'll be fine."
Oh man, that was awesome.
On that note, what's the drunkest show you guys have ever played? I want to know.
Like the drunkest, like that you've been on stage,
Or I
like
guess-
the drunkest you've been at a show.
On stage, you playing.
Oh man!
And if
that
it doesn't apply, highest, I guess, the most fucked up you've ever
Dude.
been.
There you go.
it had to have been a Betray the Prophet show. Like
Yeah.
Garen fucking T was a Betray the Prophet show where I was just not feeling great at the beginning of it, and I was like, I don't know, man. Maybe if I get like a beer or two in me, I'll be feeling fine. And then like 6 beers later, I'm like, I haven't even gone on yet. I need to slow down. And then somebody's like, let's buy you a shot, buddy. And you're like,
It was,
Yeah,
it was,
good idea.
Yeah, dude. I remember. I think it was like the second show we played. I think it was Heed the Assailant. Us. Who was the band that the dude wore the ski mask and punched the ground?
Sunlight's
Oh,
Bane.
Sunlight's
Yeah.
Bane.
Sunlight's
yeah.
Bane.
Ooh, I loved that shit. That was so
Wasn't that your guys' like last show though?
second to last. Our
Second to
last
last.
show was the Incantation show, I'm pretty
Which
sure.
was
Yeah.
Sunlight's Bane on that.
Yeah, Sunlight.
Wait,
Bane
really?
was on that shit.
That was-
Yeah.
Because I
Oh,
went
so
to
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that one, dude, I remember like we're gonna party today and getting drunk and no, you know what? Just screw that, knock that off. Metal Fest. That's the drunkest I've ever been.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you
Oh.
were fucked. You were
Yeah,
I
Mike.
remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Metal
That was
Fest,
so good.
dude.
Dude,
Metal
that
Fest
was
is
such a
wild.
good time. It was so
We-
fucking hilarious how the whole time they were so adamant about don't you bring that beer in. Don't
Oh, I
you
know.
bring any fucking anything in. And it's just we're the only 2 bands in the
Yeah.
entire fucking place just grilling out.
Yeah, shit, that
The
fucking-
whole
Literally
fucking
treating it like a
cooler.
campsite.
yeah, dude, that was fucking badass. That was such a good fucking time with
So
Butt Crack
fun.
Boy, except Butt Crack Boy hanging out.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
dude,
weird.
nah.
That was weird, but whatever. I mean, it was fun still. It was a good
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
we were
dude, I
drunk.
was drunk.
What about you,
I remember
Aaron?
like
Or like,
going to get up on stage and like having that like whole world kind of snap into focus, like, oh shit, dude, you've actually got to do this now.
Mhm.
Yeah, man.
Like, you've been having a lot of fun up till now, and I just kind of okay.
In the
Oh,
second
God.
year too, yeah. I mean, we were pretty drunk for the second
Yeah.
year too.
Yeah, both those years were really fun, and then, man, I don't know, that was a good fucking time.
I mean, the second year would have been cool if we got to play.
Yeah.
Right,
That
yeah, the
second
fucking-
year.
But I mean, we made a shit ton of money.
Yeah, getting dollars.
Isn't it insane how people just fucking run with something like that? Everybody
I
in the
know.
fucking place is just like, oh, there's the fucking band that blew all the power. They're so
I know.
heavy.
Like, yeah, man, I got big dicks too. What about it?
$1,000.
yeah, I know. Yeah, you guys are so fucking metal. You blew out the fucking like power.
He's like,
Like,
yeah, that's
okay.
not really how.
It's actually just like really poorly wired.
Yeah, it's not
like,
how electric engineering works, but
Like,
sure,
man, if
give me
that
your
makes-
$20.
Yeah, if
Sure,
that makes
yeah.
sense in your head, fuck yeah, dude. Give me that money, and then we'll call it a day.
Mhm.
I just remember because we were setting up next to you guys when you were playing. I just remember being nervous as shit because like all day they've been having issues, and then that happened, and I was like, "All right, I guess we're doing
They,
this."
yeah, they looked at they're like, hey, do your guys' instruments turn on? We're like,
Right.
yeah. Okay, start playing then.
Yeah.
Like,
The bog race set went off without a hitch. You guys didn't have
Yeah, I don't know how.
It's so
Oh.
weird. It's the same stage, just different
Yeah.
halves of it. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you got
I
the
don't-
good half.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what the
right. We
fuck,
got the
man?
good half. We
Yeah,
got the
I want the
left half.
I want the left side
Stage
next
right
time.
half.
Well,
There you go.
Or was
No,
it stage
no,
left half? It was
You guys
stage
have
left half.
stage left.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
are stage left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always
Yeah.
get those confused because I'm always thinking like, oh, how the actors would see it. But it's like, no,
Mhm.
that's fucking stupid. It's the way the audience sees it.
Right. Is it my left or your left? What's going on?
It's their left.
It's their left.
That was the
Yeah.
and dude, fucking when that happened, Shitty was like so mad about
Oh
it.
yeah, I remember that.
I
He was like,
remember.
yelling at all the security dudes and like yelling
Yeah.
across the way to us.
And,
like, good
and
luck.
for anybody that's unfamiliar, Shitty is not that kind of person at all.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
At all. But that was the first time with him in the band, that was the first time we'd ever had like a major technical issue like that.
Yeah.
And so bad that we obviously didn't get to play. And dude, he was fucking going off. I was like, dude, just watch. People, dude, everybody's fucking screaming anyway.
Yeah.
yeah.
Everybody's going off. We didn't even
Yeah.
have to fucking play, and we were making money. Like,
Right. It's like we played 3 fucking songs and made more than
if
what
that, we
would've.
played like 1.5. I
Yeah,
think.
well, we played all of Sleep Eater because Alex was on that. We played all of that.
Dude, that was sick.
because we
Remember
opened
that.
with Sun. We
Oh,
played
yeah.
that.
Oh,
we
yes,
played that
right.
fine. Then
Forgot
we
about
went
that.
into Flash.
That cut out.
That cut out.
Sleep Eater, I think, was next, and that went off fine.
Yeah.
And then we were gonna close with hallucinogenic, and then right before like the ending part of it, it was like fucking nothing. We're like, all right, break out your acoustics. Here we go.
Mhm.
Those are
Everyone
Recorruptor
listen real
acoustic
close.
set.
Yeah, we're gonna play this old school. Get ready. Yeah. What a fucking time. It was fun though. But yeah.
What about you, Aaron? What's the most drunk
Yeah.
you've ever been at a show? playing a
well,
show.
I don't think he
I-
ever has.
I don't really party before we play. 'cause
Yeah.
Pussy.
Well, like-
Just kidding.
Because he fucking drums, man. He's got to be fucking
Yeah.
flailing his limbs.
Okay.
That's a Josh.
But then again, Mike also
Right.
did that pretty drunk.
Yeah, but you remember what drunk Mike
Everything's at
drums.
halftime.
everything's at halftime.
And I
Shit.
because during the lockdown stuff, just like practicing and stuff, like I've kind of just to be comfortable with it or whatever. Like sometimes I'll like have a beer or two or whatever, and just kind of practice some songs. And that is the one thing that I noticed is like my timing is so off compared to what it is. And
Yeah.
like I just with like just how technical some of the parts are and some of the songs are, like I just feel like I can't quite hit that same energy level or that same just hit all the kind of spots I'm supposed to be at as far as kind of keeping everything in line for everybody else that's drinking. Somebody's got to
That's
steer
fair.
the ship.
Yeah,
Right.
that's somebody's gotta say that.
That's true.
That is accurate.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
that is the realest shit ever.
But I don't know. As far as like, I feel like I've been more drunk at shows at the Lofts than I have at Max, or than at,
Yeah.
for some reason. Like, cause I just,
Yeah, you also probably spend a lot more money getting drunk there too.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you go downstairs to like one of the other 3 bars that has dollar shots
Right.
going on.
Mhm.
Yeah,
There you
that's
go.
true.
Yeah, tin can boy.
Yeah, boy. You get some
Yeah.
pudding shots where you
Yeah.
get alcoholic pudding.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Fago bombs.
Fago
Fago
bombs.
bombs, yo.
Bro, I'm so sick of Fago because of that place. When I was bouncing over there, they had that fucking ICT show.
Yo.
And I
Oh,
saw
God.
a fucking dude punt a fucking Fago 2-liter into the crowd waiting outside. Fucking, they had Fago seeping from the fucking ceiling. From that, just
We were
they-
supposed to play a show.
3 gallons of Fago all over the
Oh,
loft.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
imagine the hellscape that was. It was
Yeah. Didn't
Otherworldly.
they get banned from there for that?
Yep.
Yeah, they had another
Yeah.
show the next day and they shut it down. They were like straight up like, no, you guys aren't allowed
But
back. And they were like,
it was-
man, they told us we weren't allowed to have Fago.
But
It's
it
like-
was something. But then they came back a few years later. Like, so there's
Probably.
something got worked out. But that's
Yeah,
hilarious.
yeah.
They probably told them no fucking Fago.
Right.
Yeah, all right.
So I'm
Oh,
trying to remember what the drunkest you have been at a show, Seth. I'm trying to think.
I actually want to say it was one of the Wigs fests. I think it was the last
Yeah.
one we played because I got there because going back full circle, got there at like fucking 2:30, got the fucking second merch table because it was February, not close to the door, but close enough to makes it easy and convenient to get out.
Right.
It's like
Mhm.
boom, bam, Recorruptor's motherfucking spot for the next goddamn 8 hours. Now what I'm gonna do for these 8 hours? I guess I'm going to drink because there's nobody here yet, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. So I drank from pretty much 2:30, and then we went on at like 10. Right? It was around
I think
there.
11.
So a
I
solid
think-
shift of drinking.
I think it was 11 because the only band that was after us was the Rock and Roll Bad Guys.
Oh right, yeah, that was awesome. That was fucking sweet.
Mhm.
But
I-
yeah,
I've seen you guys with them before.
Yeah, that was at Wakes Fest.
yeah, that was
Oh,
The
yeah, yeah,
rescheduled
yeah,
Wakes
yeah,
Fest,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
and
I was there.
I was there. Me, I was there. But yeah, that was probably the drunkest that I bet. Like I got on stage and I'm like, uh-oh. I gotta play some pretty difficult riffs. And Caleb's first fucking show.
Yeah, that's
What? Oh,
I remember it was like fucking
oh man.
shit, like 4:30, and you were like, we'd only been there 2 hours, and you were already fucking feeling good.
Yeah,
I was
I'm
like, dude, come on, let's go inside. The next band's about to start, and he was like, bro, Jess is taking me to get Conrad's. I'm getting a burrito. I'm too drunk. And he came back like fucking 20 minutes later, and I saw him in the fucking crowd just eating that damn burrito.
Dude, yeah, man. She got me like the burrito that had like the tater tots, the mac and cheese in it, and like the jalapenos. And man, I was like fucking front, right in front of the stage, beer on the stage, ready, and fucking just mowing down this goddamn burrito, and just wall of sound hitting me. It was like if you want to talk about magical experiences at Max, that's fucking one of them. Conrad's burrito, fucking nice cheap shit beer,
And TV.
and just drunk as fuck with a wall of sound hitting you, fucking right there. Oh
Yeah,
man, I yearn.
yeah, you were really.
I yearn for that.
That probably would be
Yeah.
your drunkest. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the drunkest I've been in Recorruptor. Other than that, it was in Six Prong, Wilmington, and North Carolina. When I started drinking IPAs, I didn't know how strong they were until I got on stage. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, Six Prong shit is way easier too. And I'm like, fuck.
Mm,
Oh, this is new.
right.
Yeah, that was me. That was the drunkest I've been.
Seth knows the drunkest I've ever been at a show.
Oh, the Avenue 2016
Wait.
nipple tassels.
Oh, I
Vote for
remember that show.
Recorruptor.
Yo, I do
was
remember that.
tanked.
it wasn't
Oh,
your
word.
birthday.
But
What's that?
It
no,
wasn't your birthday show.
No.
no,
Oh
No.
well,
No,
see,
he was really drunk there.
that was the
You gave
drunkest
that
I've
one-
ever been at at a show that we have played, but I wasn't the drunkest I was on stage
Yeah,
Oh,
Clint.
okay.
But let me
because
tell
we
you.
opened the
Okay.
Goat Horse show. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have
Yeah.
had to have been doing fucking work to
And
be.
we were, and that was like, and that the Avenue that was like second from the last. Like we were
Yeah.
second from the last on the bill, and dude, like yeah, Clint was fucking tanked as shit.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, that was the most energetic and craziest shit I have ever seen him do. Like it was the most badass, and even with the nipple tassels, it was the coolest shit ever. I looked over, I'm like, damn,
Yeah. it
this
was fucking-
motherfucker's getting it.
I don't really,
Look at him.
I don't really remember a lot of it, but yeah, I guess I
Dude.
got it.
Yeah, you got it. You were like
Showed
all over
it,
that
dude.
fucking stage. You were, if it wasn't illegal to take your penis out and piss on people, you were kind of doing that metaphorically. You were
Mhm.
pissing on everybody and just jerking at the same time. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You're like fucking Will Ferrell in Old School. I
Was that
blacked out. What
Jaeger
happened?
Fest?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. If you could be
You're
Gigi
amazing.
Allen that night, you would have been him.
Ha.
Except without the shit. Except
so-
without that.
Without the shit.
Without the scat.
Yeah. Fucking. Well, you know how the Avenue does. They're like, we'll give you free beer instead
Play
of
the
like
show for free
instead
beer.
of like money and whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm
oh.
I'm like, well, I kind of fucking booked this show, so I'm getting money. So, but sure, I'll.
Yeah, right.
I'll
It's like
fucking
it's
free beer.
happening, but yeah,
Yeah.
whatever.
But
Oh man.
so that night, well, and also on top of that, the Avenue, as far as their draft selection goes, is PBR, and that's it.
Sucks.
That's it.
Sucks.
So obviously, all the other guys were just like, well, I mean, Dustin was underage, so he couldn't drink anyway.
Right.
We didn't have a bassist yet,
Yep.
so it was just us four, and Seth and Josh were just like, I don't fucking want PBR. I don't want it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But we're too classy for that.
So I was like, fuck it. I'm drinking free beer. Whatever. I'll fucking have it. And
Mhm.
I would do pictures all fucking night. And I mean, there was fucking 10 bands on the bill, I think.
Yeah, that was a big bill.
So yeah, the
Was that
beginning of the
Jaegerfest?
show to the end, it was.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, pounding fucking pictures like
Yep.
ridiculous, and I hadn't had anything to eat all fucking day.
Oh god,
All day.
you're done.
I didn't, and that was like one of the first times that we played Dark Behemoth Rising
Oh
off of the
yeah.
Blood Moon record.
Yeah.
And that one I'm fucking spitting mad fire on. Like
He do be spitting fire though.
like it's it's the flight of the bumblebees of Recorruptor songs. and I was like, all right, this is a new one.
There you go, if you know it.
Yeah, I kind of start
You're gonna have to help me with this one.
Yeah, it's brand new. You don't even know it.
I kind of do that voice on. Oh, God. All right, this is a new one.
You introduce it as an unreleased track and go, I'm gonna need your help.
Yeah. Sing along and build words.
I need you guys to get really amped up for this one. This is called Start It.
Remember, go back
No,
to
we got it. Start it.
And they do their little fucking intro, and I have to come in. And I'm like, all right, I'm getting it. Fuck, I don't know any of this shit. So I just started gurgling. I didn't do not a single fucking word in that
Not
whole
a
song.
single lyric.
Not a single fucking word.
Likely it's
But
death metal and
nobody
you can get through with
noticed.
that.
Oh,
Yeah. It was new song, album wasn't released. Whatever. Nobody
Yeah.
gave a shit. I didn't even know the lyrics. I still don't.
Right.
So it was awesome.
let's say I remember being at that show and you sold it really well. So
Yeah.
If you sell it enough, people don't notice.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
true. It's true.
Thank you for the
You know-
reassurance, Aaron.
well, I just remember like at the end of that show, I was like, dude, that was gnarly. Like, that was one of the sickest times I've ever seen you guys, and like knowing that now, it's like okay, it kind of like it makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
All right, I get it.
We fucking we did that show. Everybody was going nuts. And that was a funny thing. One of the fucking bands was supposed to play second to last originally when we did that show. One of the bands and was like, whoa, you know, they pulled the whole, whoa, we got guys that gotta work. And one of the guys was straight up just like, nobody's gonna stay around. We don't want to play that late. And I'm like,
what's your problem?
yeah. And I was like, fuck it, we'll take your spot. We'll fucking, and we fucking showed them up so hard. We made them look like fucking children.
Yep. Yep. That was a good fucking night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yep.
Damn.
I think we only played the Av twice, right?
Yeah, I think we only did twice too.
Yeah, something like that. Because I know we played Jaegerfest, and then we played that that one show. What was that?
You played the show with Six Prong too, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Six Prong Jack. Well, Jack Pine Snack was supposed to be on there, but they had to drop off for like a family
I think
reason.
Dead Hour ended up taking their space.
I think Dead Hour did end up taking their space.
That was
yeah.
a good show. I always love playing with Dead Hour. And all that
Yeah,
stuff.
they're
Oh,
great.
yeah.
They're great. Wonderful.
Good.
Yeah. They're just fantastic.
Yeah, every single time.
That might have been the drunkest I'd seen Nick from Six Prong at a show. So much that I had to fucking cover.
Oh yeah, finish
I had
off
to
like
finish Hated but Remembered
yeah,
for him.
that was fucking funny as shit. Yeah, well, that's the drunkest he's been probably around you, but on those few tours, man.
Oh, I'm sure.
Whew.
Yeah.
Whew, man, some of those fucking nights. But yeah, that was a good time. Alex, what about you, man? How fucked up have you been before the show?
Oh
Playing.
man.
Playing. Yes, playing. Thank you, Burton.
That's a good question. Honestly, I think the most fucked up I ever got was God, that must have been what was it?
Was it the show at the Av where you were like up front, you like hopped off the stage and were like we were it was like the end of Haunted, and you flipped around and were like at the front of the stage and you flipped.
Yeah, because I didn't have anything to do at the end of Haunted, so I just started going, I'm just fucking rocking out to the band.
Oh hell yeah. That's awesome.
Oh man.
Holy shit, that's fucking funny.
That was a pretty good fucking time for me getting drunk. Shit, I don't know.
Yeah,
Honestly,
I don't really know a whole lot of shows where I seen you drunk. I don't really see you like drink a whole lot.
That's true.
Yeah, I usually drink just enough, but like when I get like drunk, oh man. Like I used to do it in Betray the Prophet specifically. Like I think in Bogwraith there was only like a handful of times that like I got like a little too drunk before we played a show. But like oh man, I don't know. Like there's definitely been times.
Yeah, we kind of got to a point where it was like we should probably all stop, like, you know, the three of us, because it was always like you, me, and Chase would be like, all right, let's go get a couple beers in. But then I'd be like, I'm gonna go get a couple shots as well, and I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go smoke.
Speaking of a couple shots, I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab myself another beer.
I think that definitely is the thing that I miss most about the earlier days of Recorruptor compared to like the last 2 or 3 years, I would say, is the fact that I used to be able to drink a lot more before our shows. And when we play like Lansing, like sure, you know, I still get to do that, but obviously more nowadays, well, not nowadays because we're not playing, but more recently we're doing bigger shows where we open. You know what I mean? Like I can't justify fucking getting drunk before playing for Cannibal Corpse, you know?
Right.
I can't fucking make an ass out of myself when we're fucking supporting Aborted, you know?
Right.
So it, you know, that part is a little bit of a bummer, but Because I really do like playing drunk. I do.
Yeah,
I feel like I
that's-
flourish.
And
Sometimes
like
drunk is
with
fun.
Max going away, man, we're losing that. We don't really have a nice
Yeah.
like a dingy hole to play. Don't isolate that audio.
Yeah.
So
So
it's
dingy hole.
yeah, we don't like I don't know, man. There was always something special about you could go to Max and put on like a 4 out of 10 into like your performance, but people would still be fucking like no matter how drunk you got on stage.
Yeah, you always got big.
half
Steve
the
up
crowd
there.
half the crowd was drunker than you, guaranteed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And if there's
Oh, yeah.
if there's only 6 people, 3 people are fucking drunk.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's right. No,
And when you think about it, it's kind of like a place where the local scene could kind of like if you wanted to, as like, because with comedians, right, like before they shoot an hour special, they like take it on tour and like work it out in front of an audience before they do the hour special, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like Max was kind of a place where bands could go work stuff out,
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's really
Like-
no issue with treating it like a rehearsal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
I mean,
was-
because it's like I think one of the reasons for that is because no matter what, before you play, you're going to be in the crowd on your way to the stage.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
So like,
There's no backstage.
and you'd get up there and you had to like look at the sound guy, and he'd go, "Huh," and give you the thumbs up,
Yep.
and then everyone would look like, "Oh, okay, go ahead and start us, Aaron."
Right.
Everyone turn and face Aaron. Ready?
Yeah.
Ready to go? And then Aaron, the suspenseful one, does that thing where he's doing the shh, and we're like, all right, as soon as he goes, shh. And then he looks up and he's like, I've got you.
Dude,
That's-
I want
By your strings, my puppets. And then goes into it like,
I want a gif of you shimmying like that.
oh,
That's my favorite shit, man. Like, and honestly, that was probably one of my favorite parts about playing Max was like, anytime we ever did, it was just like it was like a house party kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
We even fucking stormed off stage one time. Not really stormed off stage, but like internally we did because the sound guy was an idiot and
Oh,
decided
yeah.
that
I
bass
have-
didn't
remember that.
exist and decided that
Yeah.
vocals didn't exist. And then
Was
we were
that
like, hey, we're gonna play our last song now.
was
Yeah.
that fit for an autopsy?
no, it was,
thankfully it wasn't fit for an autopsy because I remember that show so vividly. It was a
Yeah.
very nice
Yeah.
show. Like
Yeah.
everything went off without a hitch. It
No,
was so
I
great.
forget who else was even on.
I was
the show,
pretty
but
drunk that night. That's for
I've got
sure.
the
I fit
video.
for an
Yeah.
autopsy. I got drunk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you were. I
Oh.
do remember that.
Oh, and then I got drunk
Um,
for an entire month straight doing that one tour with Wormhole.
Yeah.
That was fucking wild.
Right. Yeah, that was another thing about Max is that, we generally, when we're playing a fucking another place or whatever, we do have that fucking chance to where we can be a little backstage and, come out like all cool and, do the intro and whatever. But with
Yeah.
Max, we're just like,
You're just
"Oh,
right there."
We're good. We're
It's
good.
just-
All right.
All right,
Cut.
Let's
So-
go.
True.
Yeah,
Go.
start playing. Oh,
Yo.
did he say start playing? Oh,
Go!
Or
Yeah.
if we getting towards like, you're playing a good set, the crowd's feeling it,
Yeah,
and
right.
then you get done with the song and someone goes, 2 more songs.
Mhm.
yeah, you're like, yeah. Okay,
Okay.
cool. Let's do this one.
Yeah.
Or
Does-
let's do that one again.
Does anybody know where the name Max comes from?
Yeah, I don't know his actual name, but the original guy that started it in 1939,
That's what
Okay.
I thought.
his last name, it was Mac something.
Okay. All right.
Sandy Mac something. I don't remember. I don't know. That one WILX article said
All
that.
right. All right.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
That's true.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
where's Aaron?
He said he'll be right back.
God damn it! I gotta wait for him. I was gonna pose a question, but
Yeah, I have a question too. But
what's your fucking question?
Your biggest fuck up during a show?
Oh,
dude! Oh my god!
I think that I love hearing, man.
My stomach just dropped thinking of it.
I
have
love
like
those
at least
questions.
3 or 4.
I love hearing people's responses to them. Like, I was watching a few things while working earlier this weekend. They were interviewing Trevor from Black Dahlia, and like, you know, what was your worst show? And he said like some Halloween show in like Oklahoma or some shit like that, and where everybody was like dressing up in costumes and shit, and they've been drinking all night and all fucking day, and where they came to pick out their costumes, there was like only a few left, and Ryan Knight was so fucking hammered they like he could not carry anything. And man, so that's what kind of like got me thinking, what's your guys' worst shows? But
I don't think I can't really necessarily think of anything Recorruptor wise that I would qualify as a big old fuck up, but Condition Critical had a lot.
Yeah, well, those first bands, everybody's first band, especially the first band.
No, but even for first band stuff, there was some really notable things. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I remember that one time we fucking tried to play that new song that was in 3/4 timing, and
yeah, and Chris fucked up and played it in like 4/4 and like threw off the guitars, and it was like really bad.
And it was the closing song too. We fucked up so bad we were just like, we just ended up stopping.
We
were
stopped
just like, all right. Well, sorry, I guess we can't fucking do the new song because we're not ready to do it. So that's it. See you later. And walked off the stage.
Yeah, I think that's on YouTube. Actually, I remember seeing a playback of it. It's somewhere. But I know. I know. Yeah, that was really bad. I forgot about that. There was that other time too that I'm thinking of when we were at Pit Row in Nashville, and once again, another new song that we were playing, and we got to this part in the song where like everybody stops and like one guitar plays the part, you know, like fucking metal bands. And our buddy Nick Matheson, who was in the band with us, he had to start that guitar part, and so the whole band stops, and he doesn't play his shit. And
we're just standing there.
Yeah, and then fucking our bassist was like, Nick, and he looks over, he's like, what?
And everybody, dude, just at different times was like, go!
And he's like,
just
oh,
like,
yeah.
oh yeah.
He says, oh yeah.
There's video somewhere. We have to find
there's
it.
video of that fucking shit. But just like, Nick, what? Just so casually. Holy shit. Yeah, that was one that just stuck out in my mind. Oh my god. So that's another reason why I wanted to pose the question, to see if y'all fucking had any fuck ups like that in your early bands, or
oh man. And Betray the Prophet, I think for sure. Wait, what were you gonna say, Aaron? Sorry.
Well, I was gonna bring up it happened at Max too. It's actually on video. It's on our last the last show we ever played at Max was at Summer Slamathon, whatever. And and we were playing what was it, Vials?
Was it Vials, where like we completely fucked up the whole like we
all started playing different shit.
I was like maybe
we skipped over a section.
Yeah, I was a whole like 2 sections ahead, and I ended way earlier than everybody else did.
We all just turned around and looked at you like, "Where you at, buddy?"
Yeah, I was like, all right, well, I guess we're done with this song. Go on.
It was like he's supposed to be going slow at this part, but he's just okay. I guess we're just changing it up.
Oh, I completely skipped the last like 30 seconds of that song. I was like,
it's like I'm done with this.
Yeah, but in my head, I was like, we were on top of it. Like it sounded like it was together and everything, and like it wasn't. And when I ended, it was one of those moments where like you stop, but everybody else just keeps playing. You're like,
Yeah, it was.
Uh-oh.
It was the end of Vials because the end of Vials is like that. So we're just like, what's going on, man?
Oh,
hi.
dude.
I completely forgot about that, honestly.
Well, good thing it's on video, so you want to find it.
Yeah, I'm gonna find
I
it.
always feel like there's like little things that like I find in just like the live footage that you get from some random person or like somebody that you know that just posted on YouTube, and you're like, man, why the fuck did I do that?
Oh yeah,
I do remember one from Recorruptor, but it was kind of not my fault. It was at that fucking co-headliner, the Betray the Prophet Recorruptor co-headliner. And I was drunk for that one. I wasn't of age yet, I don't think, but I was drunk.
There it is.
And yeah, we were fucking doing Alien, and halfway through the song, I just fucking started getting really mad hiccups. Like really bad. And I've never had that happen before, still haven't had it happen. I just, I don't know. I just started getting fucking really bad hiccups, and eventually like it just got so bad to where I just fucking stopped, turned around, and just like held my breath for like 40 seconds to try and get rid of it. Which is
what can you do, man? That's like, the hiccups when you're with vocals, man. That's brutal.
Yeah.
You just keep going or you throw up. Really?
Yeah.
Like,
Hell yeah.
So,
no, man. I remember one of my first bands, many in high school, where a lot of them were just like Metallica cover bands. But the first one I joined, that was like original music. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No, dude, I mean, I was playing drums, so like, like it's,
yep.
So, but one of the first bands that we like wrote original stuff, and they like sent me music to learn before my, first practice, was this band called Magenta 6, and it was like
I've heard of that
industrial band.
I've heard of that.
Really? Oh
Yeah.
man, I'm sorry. So we played together. It was me, Magenta, the singer, who was like, I think like wanted to be the next Marilyn Manson, I think was kind of her thing.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then the guitarist and the bassist was just like, the bassist whose house we were at was like a dad with like a kid and a wife. And I was this like 16-year-old kid bringing his drum set over. And there's a dude that's like, yeah, I'm on, probation because I did a whole bunch of drugs and stole some stuff, but I'm like out on parole. So no drugs or drinking here. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I'm 16 and straight edge goth kid. Like, I'm good. But we thought we were doing really good, and we played a show at the Avenue where there was like 3 people, and it was all family members, so they were really positive. So we went into our next show feeling like we were on top of the world, and it was this place, I think it was called like the Spider Trap in Clio. And we played, and during our set, people were literally walking out like holding their ears. And like,
oh man,
like shit, like the bartenders were like trying to like, they left. It was the house cleared. We were so bad.
Damn.
And on the bus ride home,
fart music.
Dude, it was, and like I listened back to it. I'm like, man, dude, it was really bad stuff. But so we just packed up. We didn't finish the set. We just loaded our stuff up and didn't say anything to anyone else at the show. Just walked, put our stuff in the van, and left and drove back. And when we got back, I was like, yeah, you can drop me and my equipment off at home. I'm not coming to the next practice. They're like, yeah, we're not going to do this anymore. I'm like, okay.
Oh man.
Wow.
That is so disheartening, man.
Such a bad show that you guys broke up.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was like, wow, dude,
That's
like
some fucking like Spinal Tap shit.
It's heartbreak, bro.
Yeah, I didn't play music in a band again for like 2 years. I was like, I'm just gonna stick to playing Mudvayne with my headphones on.
There you go. Jeez. That's insane,
it's some of the silly shit that's happened in Bogwraith and Betray the Product.
Betray the product. Yeah, screw the product loyalty.
That's when we licensed to the Cyberpunk DLC. No, but yeah, nothing will ever top that. I mean, there was definitely some shows where I with Betray the Prophet where I got done and Knob like was like, dude, what was that? Why like
You went faster as the song went on. You just kept going.
It just kept increasing tempo the whole time.
Oh,
like, yeah, because it was really good. And I mean, there was other reasons that went down, but you know.
Yeah, cocaine's a hell of a drug. I get it.
Hell of a drug.
So
now that
you guys have 25 minutes, I can fit 7 songs into that, no problem.
Right?
Don't stop.
Man. What wild times. There was some times where like I straight up couldn't play what I was supposed to play at certain points. So you end up just getting like half the notes with all that fumbling noise in between.
What was it? Usurping that little outro bit?
Oh, dude, the little tapping bit.
Yeah, that like there was the one show where you're I don't think I had wireless. It was something your guitar was like going in and out on that. So it was like
yeah.
It was just like you just kept going and we're like, dude, stop.
I was like, I'm trying, bro.
The guitar's like cutting in and out too. It was I think
that was my wireless, honestly.
Yeah, I think
my battery dying.
That might have been the song. I remember very vividly you telling me one time about one of the songs. I don't remember because you guys had closed with it. It must have been that one because you were like, man, I really fucking hate the ending of that song.
Oh man,
either that one or Ramses, because I fucking wrote Ramses like a fucking idiot. God damn it.
Ramses was a hard song.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, we're gonna make a song at like 200 BPM when I am very much an intermediate guitar player at best at that point in my life.
Oh man.
So much ambition for all the wrong reasons.
There was
People
that,
can do that.
Like that song was just so poorly written solely because we had 2 cool riffs and that song literally grew in the middle of them because we're like, all right, how do we bridge these 2 riffs to start this song? Oh, we got this other riff we can bridge there. Okay, well, what if in the middle there we cut that, we do this half, and all of a sudden it's like 4 minutes and the 2 riffs are as far apart as they could be.
Name.
So it's like the song grew middle out.
The bridge became the song.
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah.
Awesome.
And so it was
But there are too many times.
Yeah.
There's tempo changes left and right that I was like, yeah, I can do tempo changes. No, I couldn't. I didn't know what I was doing with that. It just meant go faster the whole time.
Oh,
no,
no.
every time tempo change in our songs was always just go faster a little bit here, like Carnivore. It was like we started off at a certain point, and then like once we kicked back into the chorus, it was like, oh yeah, now it's faster again though.
It's faster though. It's still going. No, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah,
so it's supposed to be 3.5 minutes, 2 minutes on stage.
Yeah,
beautiful. It was great.
Seth and I know about that too, man. Seth and I get it. There's supposed to be a song on the Funeral Corridor that we ended up cutting because of that reason.
Where it's just like weird time changes.
It started out one way. And then it's kind of grooving along like that, and then it's totally big tempo change to some big slam thing, and then totally big tempo change again into like a fucking sweepy mellow tech death kind of thing.
Yeah, so those parts by themselves, if they were put into like different songs, they'd be cool.
Yeah,
but it did not fit the song at all, and
it sounded like a song that had 3 songs in it, except it was 4 minutes long.
Yeah,
demo reel.
Yeah, it was bad, and we're just
didn't work.
Last minute we're like, this isn't going. Like it's mastered and everything. Like we had the masters from Brody.
Oh, wait, I think Clint showed me that track actually.
We pulled it out. We're just like, we had so many ideas for that song, but they not gonna get into it. But yeah, it just didn't work out. And
fair.
Oh God, explain to you some other time. It's so so fucking frustrating.
I'd probably explain it.
You probably told all of it, but man,
yeah,
it makes me mad.
wasn't our song.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah. But
good time.
Anyway.
So Max Bar, huh?
Yeah,
That's a bummer.
that's what I was. I'm glad everybody's here now. You went to go get something, and then Aaron left to go get something anyway. So
Yeah,
And I'm going to leave real quick, actually.
nah, you fucking. You got an Aurora Borealis going on in your room. What's going on with that?
Aurora Borealis.
Localized
it's just
entirely.
Aurora Borealis. I'm making steamed hams.
The steamed hams. Steamed hams.
No, mother, it's just Aurora Borealis.
Fantastic Simpsons scene.
Yes. So even though the Avenue is open, they don't book metal shows. Well, I mean, they're not technically open right now, but as far as we know, they're going to reopen.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really do metal shows anymore.
Yeah.
So
They're out of the moshing space.
Yeah, that was always the problem. It was a decent enough spot, but you had that giant fucking steel beam.
So there's a few things that I think will prevent the Avenue from becoming the true successor of the metal community, and that's because of one, the stage setup, and that includes the steel beam. It's not really the moshing, and dude, that's a hazard.
Pong,
Yeah, it is.
The beer selection. I haven't been there in a while, so I guess I can't 100% say.
Can't talk shit.
The fact that whenever I fucking went there, it was just PBR. That's kind of fucking.
Metalheads won't like that.
Yeah.
A fat tire.
Right.
Oh,
well, yeah. I mean, you can get the fucking fancy ones, but I mean,
that shit's like so much more expensive,
Yeah,
though.
exactly.
Oh man.
Exactly.
They fuck you with that price.
I want a fucking $3 course. Sue me.
Fair. I get it.
Yeah, sometimes you need a silver bullet.
Yeah, but
the 21 and up thing is a fucking boner.
Yeah.
yeah.
That is. It really is.
Well, and at the end of the day, it's like the Avenue is a bar with a stage in it. Max was a venue.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
True.
saying?
Yeah, that's
a very
wrong.
good way of putting it. I didn't really think about it like that.
Yeah.
That's very true.
So I'm kind of bummed that the Music Factory's like an hour out from.
That place is dope.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun.
Cool
Yeah, I mean,
good one.
Yeah, we've been playing that since we were 16. But
yeah, that was the first place that Seth and I ever played at was the Music Factory.
Really?
Yeah, it was called Planet Rock back then.
Oh,
wow. Back when. Yeah, you can see our logo that our friend Om from where is it from? Like Thailand or
Thailand.
Some shit. Yeah, he drew our logo on the wall in chalk for us. So yeah. Anyways, sorry. Go ahead.
So I guess the question is, since the Avenue probably isn't going to be, the next thing, where do we see things going from here? How long do we? Dude, I guess the reason why I ask is because this has happened to Max before.
Right. Yeah, it's happened like in 92, I think.
Yeah, previous owner has already tried to make it a sports bar, and it fell flat on its face.
Fucking idiot!
Really fast, and changed back into the venue that it is.
That's so weird to hear.
Now here's my thing though. So pandemic, changing everything. Won't get into all that. You got to look at the fact that place is sat revenue-less for a year. It's gonna be revenue-less. They're not gonna be able to put on fully packed shows there.
No,
at capacity, especially because capacity is gonna be watched now. We were saying earlier in the show, it was 150, but they'd always cram in more. But if they say 50% of that to 75, and if they're being watched about that, that includes bands. You put on 4 bands with 5 people, that's 20 people. 5 people working the bar, you can sell 50 tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not a lot that can happen there. So like if he could get people to just go and sit in there and drink and watch sports on TV to make money, I get that from a business standpoint. But at the same time, like you've got such a loyal clientele to that as like the bar to have shows at.
The problem with that logic is, well, I mean, it's sound logic. I'm not trying to say that. I think the issue is that it's already been, it's already come out that this guy has apparently been trying to turn Max into a sports bar for many years now.
Right.
And he utilized this time in the pandemic to be able to go in there and gut it the way he wanted and change it to what it's going to be eventually. So this is something that he's had on his mind for a while. This isn't a result of the pandemic.
Oh, okay. See that now that
pandemic is the causation.
Yeah, it's not
the catalyst.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, and I think Ed Emmerich from Dead Hour Noise put it best. Chuck really about to compete with Dags on the same block.
Yeah, right. Dagwood's is literally right fucking there.
Yeah, literally fucking right there. Sports, like there's so many sports bars in Lansing. Like,
yeah, we don't need like I've been at least 2 that have closed down. Like,
even worse, it's not even a part of the East Lansing pub crawl.
Right.
No.
Like, no, none of those people are ever gonna come over to Max.
Absolutely.
No, that's a walk.
Right.
That's a fucking walk.
So where do we go from here then? You know, is it gonna fall flat on its face and he's just gonna come begging for people to come back to a venue?
It depends on what he's done to it. Like it depends on if he's gutted it to the point where it's not a venue anymore. Like if he's changed it up and put seating sections in and it can't just be cleared out and a stage added back for a venue. I don't see it coming back that way.
Well, and I don't see it coming back with the same owner, honestly, because there's been a lot that Scotty has put out there, who is the promoter for Fusion shows.
Yeah.
You know, people that are listening aren't familiar. Yeah. You know, and he worked with Chuck a lot, obviously, because a lot of his shows took place at Max. But Chuck is apparently not a great person. He's a little racist.
A
little racist from
a lot
the
of
screenshots.
Racist, apparently.
Yeah, from the screenshots I saw, yeah. And he's like, you know, I'm not saying that anybody that is a Trump supporter or whatever is like a bad person. I know a couple of them, they're fine. But but being racist and then having like being a MAGA supporter along with it is not a good look at the same time. And he is, apparently. So
he's garbage.
He's a bad person.
There's no
so.
I'm not gonna fucking split hairs about it. Yeah, I'm not gonna fucking split hairs about the guy that fucking took Max Bar away from me, man. He fucking sucks ass. He's a racist piece of shit. Apparently he's a sexist piece of shit.
Yeah,
treated his fucking, and he doesn't even fucking do anything for the place. They all Scotty and all those fucking employees ran that place.
Yeah, like Scotty helped run the website and like cleared it from porno bots and shit from something I just read today.
Yeah. But apparently, I mean, you know, and you got to see that as a blessing in disguise as well, because, you know, like we said earlier, it was a lawless land, and that's because there wasn't a fucking owner around caring to watch it.
That's fair.
You know?
Not wrong.
So do we open a new venue, and who's gonna do it? We should probably save the rest of this for another time and move on to something else.
Okay, yeah. This whole section will be cut. Chop it out.
I just don't want to throw everything on the table.
Business.
Yeah, no, we definitely need to chop that. Oh no, am I frozen?
You are frozen. I thought you were just.
Oh God!
How'd you start talking with your mouth shut?
Oh no!
Dude's just staring me like, "Don't fucking cut me off."
Hey,
don't you?
Bitch.
How dare you?
We can still hear you fine.
Yeah, you're fine to talk to, but looking at you is pretty hard.
You're so angry.
I don't know what's happening.
It's like he's speaking through his eyes. I don't understand.
Is he like speaking to us like telepathically? That's pretty fucking sweet. All right, new topic. We'll talk business later, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
so cutting that whole part out and then coming back to be like, we just got to give it a beat and then just come back in on something like.
Right.
I beat off. There you go.
Shit.
I did
Burton's
have,
like, fuck,
I
I have
did
to
have,
edit now.
No. I didn't. Yeah, right. I never edit shit.
Yeah, right.
There's a reason I won't eat Pop-Tarts and I will not go over it again.
Yeah, we didn't edit the part in the comparison video, the DC versus Marvel characters comparison video, where I was like, oh, okay, yeah, we'll just cut this part and then we'll just fucking snap it.
Hell yeah.
We just restarted the call and then just
And we're back.
There you go. That's how you bring it back.
great.
So let's talk new music.
Oh,
Ooh, what kind of new music?
Ooh,
Like
shit.
Just in general. What's
Like-
hot? What's
like-
hot?
what you want to know? What's hot right now? Bodum After Midnight.
Oh,
I like it. I was
that was
actually
interesting. Yeah, I checked it out after we
I
talked
was
about it that first
actually
time.
very happy that they kind of went back to more of like kind of a hate crew death roll kind
Yep.
of sound. I was
Yep.
like, okay,
Yeah.
that's all right with me.
I still haven't listened to it, but I really did like that comparison when Seth initially said it to me.
It to me, the two original tracks sound like something that could have easily been released. It's so like as a 2-track EP in between Hate Crew, Death Roll, and Are You Dead Yet?
Absolutely,
Like right in there, right
absolutely.
in there.
It really could
Like-
have. Yes, it was very solid.
I dig that.
I was a big fan of the dissection cover they did because I
It
don't
was
think I've heard
amazing.
anybody else do a
Whoa, what?
cover. Yeah, Where Dead Angels Lie.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, man.
Oh shit.
That was-
When was that?
It's on
That
the
was-
EP.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's the third
Shit.
track. There's
Yep.
only 3 tracks.
yeah,
There's the 2
and they
originals and the cover.
Ah, fuck. I'm
Yep.
interested in that.
that was
Yeah.
very surprising that they pulled that out and they ripped it.
You
It
know,
sounds
I
cool.
bet they
Oh.
do a really good job with that.
It's-
Even though all the fucking dissection covers I ever see are Where Dead Angels Lie, I bet Alexi would fucking rip that shit.
oh, destroys it. Haunting.
it
It's
was-
haunting.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
And
I
Where
just
it
want to
fades
see.
out
I
with
want
the
to see a
guitar.
band do something like fucking Unhallowed. Would be great.
that would be
Mm.
crazy.
Yeah.
Or like fucking what's the one? Night's Blood. Night's Blood would be fucking cool.
That was like. But yeah, the first time I ever heard that dissection song, I said because I knew they were an influence of Children of Bodom, and I was like, I hear it. Like,
Yeah,
it's one of the
100%.
only. It's one of the
yeah,
only bands you can, like,
absolutely.
that sounds anything like Bodom at all.
Mhm.
Like it's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, it's Bodom.
It's like
that's
guitar
when
melody.
that's when I started really liking Bodom because Seth had me listening to Bodom a ton. And I
Yep.
was always just like, I don't know. I never like at the time I never really fucking like latched onto it, I guess. I was
Mhm.
just like, it's really impressive playing. And I even saw them live at the fucking the offshoot mayhem.
I was at
thing
that
show.
in
I was
in
at
the
that
show.
section, yeah.
Amon Amarth, Battlecross,
Yep.
Huntress,
Yep.
Drop for a Cowboy.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh,
Yeah.
That shit was
Um,
crazy. It was at the
mhm.
intersection in Grand Rapids.
Can you
Mhm.
believe that Behemoth was supposed to be on that?
Yeah.
I
yep, yep,
wish.
Yep, yep,
Oh man.
God,
During the
I wish.
Evangelion days. Like,
Oh my
shit.
god. I would have pooped my pants.
That
But,
show was nuts.
Yeah. But even then, I was like, damn, they're fucking really good live.
Yeah.
But I even still wasn't
yeah.
like crazy into it. But then when I heard Dissection and I was really getting into that, and I listened to Children of Bodom like sometime later, and I was like, wow, these guys are like really fucking influenced by Dissection.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
insane. Children of Bodom
Mhm.
is definitely like fucking like half Dissection, half like I don't even know. Like
I don't
there's
know.
definitely like
There's so
thrash
much
in
of it,
there,
yeah.
you know.
There's
Yeah.
thrash, there's 80s hair metal, there's
Yeah.
Yeah,
fucking-
yeah. Some of the licks in there is definitely kind of like
Yeah.
hair metal influence for sure.
And
Yeah.
that's when I was like, okay, I fucking get it. You know, I get what these guys are doing.
Hell
you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely a cool dude. And yeah, I was really bummed out when he passed away. That was
Oh yeah. I think anybody that like listened to Bodum when they were younger, or I
Mhm.
mean even now, but I mean especially younger, and just like having him as like sort of an influence in a way. I mean that was a big fucking bummer to me, man. I was really upset when I saw that.
Oh my
But,
god, dude. Oh, dude, look, he's right behind us. Like,
right, yeah, there you
he's
go.
right there, right? Like he's become a permanent fixture here. Like that.
Right.
That fucking.
where the fuck is Recorruptor?
It's actually. You want to know where it is?
You're in the closet. It's
This-
Oh,
yeah,
they're
there.
right
no,
there.
no. This might.
Yeah,
this
there you
might.
go.
This might be weird, but you guys are on the ceiling in my bedroom.
I like that. You
Ooh.
So I
can
see. I
jerk
see you
off.
every day when I wake up. You
Oh,
guys
that
are
works
the
too.
first things that I see. You guys
I
right
like
next
that.
to Cannibal Corpse.
Right next to
Right
the.
next- oh.
That's
What?
gonna pay to get just like a bust of Cliff made, so that we could just like while you're asleep, we could just show up and just put that there. So you just wake up to that face every morning. Just
Did you
Fuck
call me
it.
Cliff?
I think
Did
you
I?
did. Yeah.
you did.
Yeah.
I heard
Oh,
you say
no.
Cliff. I was like, who's Cliff?
I-
Cliff Burton? What?
Cliff, yeah, Cliff. We'll get it. Cliff Burton.
He's gotten that before. He's gotten that
Yeah.
before.
Clint Burton.
Clint Burton.
Oh, there it was.
Fuck you.
Been
What
a
do you
long
got?
day, man.
Clint Burton.
Oh, I'm out of the podcast. It's the Cliff Burton show.
Hey. With special guest, this guy.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Man,
So-
Clint, I feel dumb because I was gonna wear my sunglasses
Yeah,
too.
it was him ringing. Oh, cool. Yeah. No.
Oh,
Only,
cool.
No.
No.
I'm the douche lord.
Yes. Only him.
Only me.
Only him.
I'm trying to create a persona because our music doesn't speak for itself.
Yes, we are the new age Guar.
Yeah.
So he's trying to say.
Yeah.
Let's get our costumes going on. So okay, new music. The
So, yeah.
the new Hideous Divinity EP was fucking tight, and they also covered Delirium Trigger from Cody and Cambria.
Whoa.
Yeah,
did
and
they?
it's fucking great.
Oh
it-
shit!
it's-
I gotta
it's
check
somewhat-
that out immediately.
It's somewhat unrecognizable because
yeah,
they do it
you're-
in like their style,
Listen
but
to two
it
different
is
songs.
so fucking cool.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, it's
That's
still
what's
the
great
song.
about it is that it's so different. And
Yeah,
if
yeah.
anybody knows anything about Hideous Divinity, their cover choices have always been super off the wall.
Blood of the Zodiac from Machine Head that they covered.
Yeah, it
What?
made it sick as fuck.
It was so sick.
And I never would have guessed in a million fucking years that they would have
No.
done Cursed in Eternity, My Mayhem.
No, yeah,
But
But
it's
they ripped it.
sick.
they ripped it.
I like it better than the original, and that's saying something. It's
That's-
fucking
yeah.
amazing.
Hell yeah.
And then
Yeah.
on fucking Advinians, the one before Simulacrum.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah,
if
that
I'm
was
saying
good.
that right. But
I don't
that's
know.
God, what's the song called? It's the last song. It's not listed as a bonus track, but it is. And it's a cover from Sinister. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of
Oh,
that band, but
wow, I actually didn't know that.
they're a really underappreciated fucking 90s death metal band that put out two stellar.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, they put out a lot of records, but two of them are just as good as fucking any of the legends of death metal.
yeah.
Fucking amazing. If you ever get a
Oh,
chance, listen to Hate by Sinister. It's amazing.
Embodiment of chaos.
There you go. There you
Yeah,
go.
embodiment of chaos.
Super
Yeah.
good. They've always been really good about that. But yeah, the new Hideous Divinity is it's influenced by the fucking Alien series,
Yes, it's LV 426.
is what it's called.
Yeah, and they have a song called Chest Burster, which is fucking cool. Oh, dude, yeah.
Oh, I'm definitely checking that out.
Yeah, very
Hideous
cool.
Divinity is one of the best new death metal bands to kind of start coming up.
Yeah.
It's solid music.
Very impressive. It's like
Oh, good.
it's like fucking aborted on steroids.
Yes.
Damn.
And their guitarist was one of the early members of Flesh God Apocalypse, actually.
Yeah, they're
So-
Italian. They're Italian.
Oh, they're
Okay.
Italian as fuck. Very Italian.
And
but-
and actually
Oh, yeah.
the Stefano, he's the bassist.
yes, the bassist. He's an aborted, isn't he?
He's an aborted. Yes.
Huh.
Yes.
Yeah. Aborted is really cool about fucking keeping their buddy bands close to them. And Hideous Divinity is one of those bands. It's like Aborted, Benighted, Hideous Divinity.
Yeah.
They're always
It
fucking.
is so good.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Oh yeah. I still have that fucking flyer hanging up right next to me every day. So when I'm working, I look.
Yeah,
look
we
over
played
there
with
and-
all of those bands.
Yeah, I look
and
over, I'm like,
Cryptopsy
aborted,
at once.
Cryptopsy,
Nice.
Benighted, Hideous Divinity, Recorruptor. Where's my
That-
life now?
That was fucking crazy. That was a fucking crazy show too.
That
And
was-
I've mentioned it because like you
So
open for a national, and generally, when you're playing, they're fucking off somewhere, warming up for their set, or they're in their
Mhm.
fucking tour van or bus or what have you.
Jerking off.
And whatever, they're fucking doing something else and whatever. So we fucking play this show at the Sanctuary. It's our first show at the Sanctuary ever. And it's easily, I mean, when you go tit for tat against all the other fucking bands that we played with, these are the most technical bands that we've ever played with. Like,
So heavy.
the most furious.
So
Easily.
heavy. Cryptopsy.
Fucking
Legend,
fucking
man.
Cryptopsy says enough. You know.
Whisper
Um,
Supremacy.
Yeah.
Fuck. You know?
So done, so vile, man.
I know. We'll
But,
talk about it later. But
But so we're the only fucking local band on this bill, and we start fucking playing, and I mean the house is already fucking loaded. Like there's a bunch of fucking people in there, and we had never up until this point never had this happen, but we were fucking playing, rocking out, everybody's getting into
Rocking
it, and all of a sudden I look over to the side of the stage, and there's like all the fucking dudes from all of the bands on the
Mhm.
side of the stage just watching. There's
Yeah.
fucking Sven, the singer from Aborted,
Yeah.
Julian, the singer from Benighted,
Mhm.
fucking like the Hideous Divinity dudes, fucking Flo, the drummer from Cryptopsy, like they're all
Yeah,
on the side of the stage.
those dudes were like the drummers, like from Cryptopsy and Hades Divinity and Benighted were like all watching Josh and shit. They were just like all like talking amongst themselves and like watching Josh during this time playing this set. And
Mhm.
so of course they got into a big jerk off thing like afterwards, but drummers.
Yeah. but just to like I looked over and saw all those people that I fucking recognized, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, and man, the craziest thing too, which fucking blows my mind still, because Hades Divinity is so fucking fast, so fucking heavy, and just fucking tight as shit. But that guitarist, after we were done, he was like walking up on stage after we were loading shit off. He was just like, tough act to follow. And I'm like, okay. All right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. That was a fucking time, dude. I can't believe like he's a tough act to follow. I'm like, have you heard you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who you are?
Yeah.
Like it was insane. It was
Yeah.
fucking bonkers, and I'll never fucking forget that shit.
Best show.
That's crazy.
That's another topic we should bring up, is best show you've ever played.
Mhm.
But still
on.
on top of new music,
music,
here.
yep.
So
So
What
yeah.
happened with Mike's camera?
Yeah, he's.
oh,
yeah, I know. So
he,
he froze at like a fucking like
Look at him.
crazy, weird, scary time. And I
Oh,
was
that's
like,
the thumbnail.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if I froze or like I stopped, like the whole thing stopped because nobody was talking. I was like, maybe I froze.
so I've got one to bring up, and Burton has one to bring up because I'm using his right now. But this fucking motherfucker right here.
Oh yeah,
The
That was
Mad
some
Notes.
that's heavy.
Dude.
Is that the vinyl that you had there?
No, CD.
Oh, CD. Yeah,
Yeah.
same here. And I got the uncensored version too.
Yeah.
buddy.
It's wild to think
Hey,
that Cannibal
Mikey,
Corpse
there
is
you
still
are, buddy.
consistently pushing out music.
How
Oh
did
yeah,
it go
I
over?
know. I know.
It was funny as shit. Looking.
What's that? Sorry, say that again, Alex.
Oh, dude, it's crazy to think that Cannibal Corpse has been like consistently making music up until this point too.
Dude, I know.
And to be honest, I still haven't quite finalized it, but this is probably in my fucking top 5 records that they've done.
Mhm.
Really?
It's incredible.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah,
Like, what is it? 15 albums.
15 albums.
15 albums in.
Yeah,
The
that's a
15th
lot.
one
Yeah,
is in easily your top 5. Easily, probably my top 3. Honestly.
yeah, dude, it's fucking incredible.
Yeah, it's right. up
And a
there,
lot
like,
of that is because of Eric Rutan.
Rutan. Yep.
A lot of it.
Yep.
Like, I mean,
Yep.
I can't remember the other couple songs that he did, but I know that he did Condemnation Contagion, and that shit, if you watch the video of him playing it, fucking bonkers, dude.
Mhm.
Yeah.
How do you fucking downpick like that? Oh, God. Soiling my
only.
pants.
That's the years of Hate Eternal, man.
Yeah,
Hate
right.
Eternal
Yeah.
does that too.
Yeah.
I love how he kind of took his most of my favorite parts of his soloing from Hate Eternal and kind of put it into Cannibal in a really
Yep.
like different way.
Yeah, that's the big one too, because especially in songs like that, in songs like Slowly Son has that solo too.
What's the cult song? The
it's got the music
oh,
video.
Ritual.
Annihilation.
There you
I think.
go.
Oh, is
Yeah.
that
Oh yes, Ritual Annihilation. Yes.
That's some like crazy
Let me say it real
like
quick.
mellow death, like kind of black
thought
metal
it
parts
was-
in it as far as the guitars go. It's kind
Mhm.
of different for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
it's-
thought.
it's
Hang on, I thought it
heavy.
was Necrogenic Resurrection.
No,
That
that
was-
Second song.
That's
That's
about
the
a
one
cult,
that's got
though.
that chunky.
middle has that.
No,
chunky
you're
middle
right.
section.
That's the video.
Yeah, that's
no,
the second
the
music
video is the
They're rising their cult leader from the dead, and he's a psycho.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was when I first listened to the album. That was my favorite fucking song from that album. And then when they made music video to it, I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
because it's so fucking fast and heavy, and it just has that velocity, just fucking smashing you. And then it goes to that middle part where it's just like, ooh, like just chunky and just murderous, and it
Right.
pops back up with that sweet ass fucking fast
Yeah.
shit,
Okay.
fast
The
shit.
thing over here.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And yeah,
So,
and
yeah.
I think that's testament to how great the record is that it's been out for what 2-3 weeks,
Ish.
and I still can't pick a favorite. It's fucking
Yeah.
incredible. Like, I mean,
It's
every
good.
single song has something about it that just makes me want to fucking destroy my house. I want to fucking commit arson. I want, you know, like, it's crazy. I mean, and there's, so many different aspects that make these songs awesome. Like you said, the fucking necrogenic resurrection has that
Mhm.
fucking, that middle part that just makes you want to fucking
Oh.
spin kick somebody right in the
Wh-
penis.
When
dude.
I first heard
Mhm.
that song, and then like I was like, this is a cool song, and then the middle part happened. I was like, I haven't even heard the whole album yet, but I think this is gonna be
Mhm.
like my favorite song.
But then, yeah, but then, like, it's still got the, the Condemnation Contagion. That's really fucking, like, it has that old take on the fucking, the chunky, the,
Mhm.
that
Oh,
Cannibal
yeah.
Corpse
Yeah, that-
does.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's done in a way that's like, especially with the way it breaks up into that almost kind of like black metal influence part in the middle
Mhm.
Yeah.
is fucking crazy. And
It's
then
cool.
the way it closes out with Cerements of the Flayed is a total
Oh.
fucking Scourge of Iron homage.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Is
Oh.
great. The
Getting
whole fucking
goosebumps just
thing.
thinking about, just
The
talking
whole
about.
fucking thing is just awesome. And the catchy, like, Surround, Kill, Devour probably has to be their catchiest song since like Kill
It
or
is.
Become.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Yes.
Like,
Very
it's
true.
Follow
Very
the
good
Blood's
point.
probably one of my favorites.
Follow the Blood is
Yeah.
another
Main
one that
riff.
yeah,
Slow.
Yeah.
super fucking
It-
cool.
Just all the songs have something a little different to them that kind of make them stick out. It's not like
Right.
with some of the other Cannibal albums where like each song is like, like, oh, that's fucking crazy fast, and it just kind of blends into like each other. This one, the songs really differentiate themselves.
Yeah, and I think for the most part, Cannibal Corpse has always done a pretty good job with that. You just have to, really like pay attention to the nuances of the record, and sometimes it's not as clear. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say something like Gore Obsessed is exactly, like all the songs kind of fucking go together, and but then you have something like this, or fucking like Kill is really good about having standout songs too.
Or let's not forget.
And the best, the best one.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one.
Ratchet Spawn, yeah, dude.
Mine too.
It's great.
Fucking
It's great.
This right here is the motherfucking shit.
Yeah.
Like, this is my baby. This is my album. I love this fucking album.
It's signed by how many? It's just Corpse Grinder?
No, it's Paul, Corpse Grinder, Jack. I bought it with Jack's signature, which is amazingly rare because Jack's not in the band anymore. He left for 6 Feet Under. Anyways, and then Alex Weber. So all I'm missing is Pat's, unfortunately, and he's not in the band.
Right.
So yeah, unfortunately, but I mean, 4 out of the 5.
Yeah.
Still, especially with Jack being gone for years, you
Right.
know. So
Yeah.
whatever.
That's sick.
For me, it's either that one or Evisceration Plague. Was the one I got.
Evisceration Plague was tight.
Okay.
That's a good album, though. That's a good one.
It's good. Yeah, I like it.
I think it just came around about the time where I was really getting into them, and that was the main one that was coming out.
Gotcha. That was
Gateway.
What is
Intro.
Gateway? Yes. Intro Gateway. Yes. I was saying Influence. That's not right.
Yeah, that was Torture for me. Torture was the one that got me into them,
And that.
because even before that, this is actually a little known fact. I think that people see the way that I talk about death metal and how into it I am and how, passionate I am about it and whatever. But Seth was actually into the death metal a lot, like quite a few years before.
Yeah, I was ahead of the
myself.
curve with death metal with Clint, which is crazy because Clint is the one that showed me bands like Slayer and Pantera and all that. But I had a buddy that actually, my first Cannibal Corpse song that I have ever heard in my life was actually Frantic Disembowelment, which of course was from this fella, Wretched Spawn. And I watched, it was their instrumental playthrough that they did in 2004.
Yeah,
And I watched it and I'm like,
Whoa.
this is, are they playing this? It blew my fucking mind that anybody could play that fast. So of course I was like, dude, this is where it's at. And then I went to a secondhand shop and found Vile from Cannibal Corpse, which was the first one that had Corpse Grinder on it, and I bought it.
And that is the one, because I remember when we were one day, we were going out to Guitar Center as a band. Goldberg was driving, and Seth was like, "Dude, just put these in." And I remember
I got Deicide Serpent of the Light.
Yeah.
Vile from Cannibal Corpse. Then I bought Death Album 2 from Death Clock.
I don't think we got to listen to Death Album 2 though.
We didn't, no, but yeah, I was like,
but I was already kind of familiar with that. But like we were listening to Vile and Serpents of the Light by Deicide, and I was like, dude, this is fucking garbage.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you were not about it.
I was like, you can't fucking tell what's going on. All right.
I was like, dude, it's cool. It's cool music.
I was hating hard. It was stupid.
I know.
But then
you were dumb.
I was mad dumb.
Mad dumb.
But then like a year
and
and a half.
the bitch years yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
As they say.
Oh,
Where's my Slipknot? Where's my bolt from a Valentine?
No, I was way too fucking hard about like Megadeth and Slayer still.
Yeah, that's fair though.
You know, and I
Yeah.
still love Megadeth and Slayer.
Absolutely.
Amazing. But yeah, it wasn't until I was really avoiding that kind of stuff. But it wasn't until the Black Dahlia murder came into my life. You know, because I was like, all right, this shit I can dig. I can tell what's going on. Dude's got a nasty voice. Like, I'm really into this. And then I started digging into that, and Trevor was like, oh, yeah, you know, like, we're all about fucking Carcass, early Carcass, and fucking At the Gates. And I really fucking love listening to, you know, Cannibal Corpse and all this shit and Death. And so I turned on Leprosy by Death, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, speaking of Death, hold on.
New At the Gates drop today.
Yes.
Hold on.
Yes.
Hold on. Yeah, hold on. I got something cool, which you guys probably already saw. But yeah, it was first pressing of Scream Bloody Gore from Death. 87 Combat Records. This is
oh my god.
Yeah.
Boot.
Oh.
It's a boot.
It's not boot. Fuck you, dude. It is.
It's a $300 boot.
Yeah, fuck off. It wasn't $300, but it was close.
Wasn't it listed at that though?
It was listed at $270. No, it was like listed at like $290 or some shit. And I was like, would you take $200 for it? and he's like, well, it's an independent seller that he's like selling this album through us for, and so we'll give you a call, and like if he's like cool with it. And then later that night he's like, yep, you can come pick it up for $200. And I'm like, well, guess this is happening.
$50.
So yeah, fucking first pressing 1987, and it still looks fucking primo.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. Anyways.
You mentioned At the Gates.
Yes, At the Gates.
New song.
New song.
Today.
Wait, really?
Came out today.
Yep.
Yeah. It's all right.
Shit, you dating this podcast.
The
Aw,
can I?
The new At the Gates.
It's actually he's driving me nuts because I came right in the door from work and sat down to do this. So
the new.
That's what I did too, but I took a shower.
I took a shower like a normal person.
So the new At the Gates instrumentally, I like it.
It's cool. It's cool.
Would you compare it to their old stuff, or is it kind of?
No, it's a progression.
It's similar with like At War with Reality for sure.
I really like their last two.
I would compare it more to with Fear I Kiss the Burning Darkness.
You think so?
Yeah, because there's black metal, especially in the beginning.
Yeah,
I would say in the middle, or once it really gets going, yeah, maybe some more At War with Reality, I guess.
Yeah,
but
you aren't too far off.
I gotta say though, it was really hard to get past Thomas Lindbergh's voice.
Yeah, dude,
he's old. He's old. He's old.
You know, he has that kind of what's his name?
Which is hard. You know,
I'm old Thomas.
He has that kind of like tardy voice from like Obituary some.
You should establish on that. John Tardy is his name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. No. Yeah. John Tardy. Yeah. Tardy. From Obituary.
Well,
you know,
yeah.
he can still rip it though. They kind of have like a similar vocal style.
Well, yeah.
It's like,
you know. Yeah. John Tardy.
The Scooby-Doo vocals.
Yeah, but the thing is that Tardy still does it really well.
Oh, immensely
and
well.
it's mixed in the music fine. The thing is, he doesn't like At the Gates. I'm skipping on his name again. He doesn't have the same voice anymore, and it's mixed pretty fucking high in the music. But if they mixed his vocals down a little bit more with the instrumental, I think it would sound really good. Like I think
Yeah.
it would sound fine,
I agree.
but it's mixed a little too fucking high for me, and I
Yeah.
wasn't feeling it. So, but the
Vocal-
music is fucking sweet.
That's
Vocalist input, I guess, is the fact that with the John Tardy comparison is that you can tell when he's doing his vocals, it's like a bellow, it's just a throaty bellow, but it's still coming from the stomach. When Thomas does it, it's definitely a throaty shout,
Yes.
that's
and
also, especially the last couple of At the Gates albums that's come out, like that part of it
Yeah.
has to grow. I mean, I love like sonically the music is like, I love just listening to the riffs and everything.
Oh yeah, I mean they're like one of the godfathers of melodic death metal, dude.
Yeah.
Like they
100%.
are the ones that helped. If they weren't around, like Black Dahlia wouldn't have really sounded like that, It
100%.
wouldn't really sound like what they were,
I mean,
I want Blinded by Fear to be played at every function of my life ever.
Dude.
yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
So good.
That's,
Well,
that's
we
one
used-
of those
we
songs
used-
that's on every playlist.
yeah.
yeah,
We used to cover Blinded by Fear.
We
I
did.
remember that.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you guys
yeah. We
played
used to cover that and What a Horrible Night to Have a Curse
Mm-hmm.
from Black
I
Dahlia.
remember that.
And
Yeah.
we did Blow Your Trumpets, Gabrielle from Behemoth once.
We did, yeah, we did that once. Yeah, that was fun.
Mhm.
Can't
But
get
that
Margaret
was
to do a goddamn cover to save my life after.
Hey.
oh don't
You
dude
did something, all right.
I mean,
We haven't-
Oh, shit.
I've wanted to do a CKY cover since Betraying the
Yes.
Prophet.
man
Dude.
fuck off, don't do
No,
that.
Thank you.
That would be sick, man.
No, dude,
Which one?
Escape
That
from
one song?
Hellview?
No, do Beastman versus Skeletor. Do
I
that
think-
one.
I think we talked
That's
Escape from
Narco.
Hellview. Was it Escape from Hellview?
Yeah, dude, Escape
Yeah.
from Hellview.
Dude, I think you guys could crush it. Honestly.
like the
I'm saying no,
the
man.
verses,
Oh.
man.
Yeah, it's
the-
no for me.
That's a big no for me, dog.
Ah, come on, man. I bet you
Aw.
anything, if I had enough time on my hands to fucking show you a proof of concept, that you'd get the idea.
I would like it.
Perhaps.
You should just fuck it, dude. Just do it.
I've
Who
tried,
cares?
dude. I've tried to get the guys to cover a new song since forever, man. We haven't
We
done
have-
one since Blood Moon.
We have it learned. We have these songs learned.
Well, I
gotta relearn
tried.
them,
The
though.
closest we ever came, and it was only because fucking two of the dudes already knew it. Was we were gonna do a fucking pretty tight Recorruptor death metal cover of "Fight Fire with Fire" by Metallica.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Huh.
That shit, because that song is fucking the closest thing to death metal as Metallica gets anyway.
Yeah, that's true. And
That
it's
shit
so
would be
fucking heavy.
dope. But I brought up, dude, I
Uh,
brought up so many fucking ideas. I've always wanted to do them, and just nobody
And
wants to fucking do
fucking
it.
Yeah.
Caleb and I learned Fight Fire with Fire, and Josh knows all the fucking Ride the Lightning album. So fuck you.
So let's
And-
fucking do it. Is that?
I'll
and,
need to relearn it. I need to relearn it. But
It's the other one. We
fucking Funeral Inception.
Funeral Inception from Suffocation.
Suffocation.
We came pretty close to
Boom, boom,
doing.
ba ba boom, boom, ba ba boom, boom, ba ba. Ah,
I
fucking
wanted the
song
guys to do.
chills.
Dude, I've had so many ideas.
Okay, Clint, you have to read lyrics. We have to like learn a whole fucking song. you
I'll
know,
fucking,
that is
I'll
the
fucking
fuck
learn
you.
all these songs on guitar right the fuck now.
fuck. I
Do it.
dare you to learn Funeral Inception. Play it well.
I will.
That song
Bet.
is
2 weeks.
like Terrence.
2 weeks. I'll do it.
Okay.
2 weeks.
Okay. All
See you in the
weeks.
practice space.
What?
2 weeks, you fucking.
What-
2 weeks, you fucking turnip. I got it.
Whatever you say. All right.
You fucking
all right.
yam. All right.
Gentlemen, I've had an absolute blast, but I need to like make some dinner.
All right.
Dude, I ate
Word.
Arby's on the show.
Yeah.
Come on.
What a
I don't
bar.
have anything like quick to make because I'm an idiot.
All right,
That's fair.
hey, Michael.
But-
We'll talk business sometime. Soon,
We
all right?
shall.
Yep. Include me in that
Continue
too.
on.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, we just need to get the good old group chat started so that
Yeah,
there's
let's do
word
it.
spoken between us, so that when
Business.
Alex makes the inevitable
business.
swoop in and try to steal everything from us.
Right.
But yeah, thanks for coming out, dudes.
Later, dude.
Of course.
I will catch you all later. I guess I won't be here for the sign off. So Mike from Bog Talk out. Peace.
Is anybody?
Okay. So while we're on the subject of new music, I want to give this band a shout out again. I feel like I've been just kind of really pushing them lately.
There's one that I
Please?
want to get into.
Okay.
Go
Who
ahead.
who is it?
So this band is called The Lion's Daughter,
Oh, okay, not the one I thought it was.
and they're a band out of like Arizona or Alabama or some shit like that. I don't know. They're from the States.
Mhm.
They're signed to Season of Mist.
Okay.
Yep.
Signs a lot of.
So you know it's good already.
Right. They signed a sweet band called Death White not too long ago, and they're fucking fantastic too. But their band, both these bands are like some that have like 5,000 likes on Facebook or less.
Mm-hmm.
But they fucking rip. But the Lion's Daughter just released an album this month called Skin Show, and it's a conceptual album, like really kind of dark concept, and just about like just kind of a.
That cover is gnarly.
Dude, it's kind of like about like human trafficking kind of in a way, but it's like
I don't know.
yeah, there you go. Yes. Yeah. And so the thing is, this band's they're like kind of have like an 80s synth vibe to them, like a synthwave vibe, which is they are inspired from John Carpenter's synth music that he put in like Halloween and fucking The Thing and Prince of Darkness, those kind of movies. So their music is kind of inspired from that conceptually, in synthwave wise. But then they have like these fucking cool riffs, and kind of their vocals are distorted and produced in a way of like kind of similar to later Converge, and like kind of Cult Leader-ish, more Cult Leader. Like these motherfuckers, Cult Leader. Shout out to them. They're fucking badass. Where they have kind of like a distortion over their vocals, but their concept in the album is fucking sweet. Their music is awesome. I can't get enough of them. I've listened to that album so many fucking times since it came out. And so I highly recommend checking out Skin Show from The Lion's Daughter. And if you want something a little heavier that they still did, look up Future Cult, which is their the album that came out before that. And then I believe their first album was called Existence is Horror, which is really kind of chaotic and really kind of crazy. So if you want like some more crazier shit of theirs, check out their first two albums. But if you want like a very cohesive musical conceptual album, check out Skin Show from The Lion's Daughter. Straight up, I can't get enough of them. I have a big boner for like some synthwave stuff and metal, and they combine those two together, and man, they make it rip. They do it so well. So check them out. Good shit. And that's not something that everybody listens to, but check them out.
So a few things before I get to my big hot topic. I'll just do a speed round here. Really interested in the new Stortren. I don't know if I'm saying that name right.
Some good shit.
But this, if you haven't listened to it, it's spelled Stortregen. It's released, I believe, via Artisan Era. Yes, the Artisan Era. It is like the perfect blend of dissection and obscura, and it is fucking awesome. I know you will love it.
Oh yeah.
So listen to this. I'll fucking link it to you before I leave here. Super fucking cool. It's got Stortren. Stortregen. It's all one word. The album's called Impermiance.
It would pop it up a lot of my suggestions. I've been seeing that album cover quite a bit.
Dude, it makes you feel. It makes you feel, man.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's a very empowering album for being as brutal as it is.
It's very solid.
If you're looking for some new classic black metal that really screams true black metal, Spectral Wound put out a new album.
Also heavy.
Just trying to get the focus here.
Yeah, it's not really focused, is it?
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah,
it
well,
gets
boy.
me.
Twist the lens.
It likes to fuck with me.
Yeah. Spectral Wound put out a new one called A Diabolic Thirst, and that definitely satiated my craving for true classic black metal with
heavy.
a bit of melodic pinch to it, you know, but still keeps the, you know, it's more melodic in the sense of Emperor, just not the symphonic elements. The symphonic elements aren't really there, but the melodic sense is. Portal is coming out with a new album.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, and that shit's always fucking nasty. Like,
Yeah,
So
that'll be one to
gross.
check out.
it's still one of the fucking bands where I kind of have to like take a break and be like, God damn, this is really abrasive. You know?
Yeah. Portal. Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
Totally.
I love-
very.
Like I've looked up quite a bit of live stuff from and just seeing all the imagery and just
Crazy.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
Yeah, like they're really insane.
like the main. I probably my one is that's the guy that has like the clock head
Yep.
thing,
Yep.
and like he's got all the weird like each
Right.
song has a different kind of, I don't know what you call it, like what the
Just they're a strange band, dude.
yeah,
But they feel the need for good.
yeah. It's kind of
So-
haunting, kind of fucking just scary shit.
Right. Yeah. So another one real quick is Tom Barber, former vocalist of Lauren Shore, current vocalist of Chelsea Grin. If you were a little bit like me, if you were a little bit bummed about the fact that he left Lauren Shore for Chelsea Grin and didn't
Yup.
quite get what you wanted out of Chelsea Grin because Chelsea Grin is a subpar deathcore band.
Yep.
That's just me. You'll find some solace in Darko. Darko is his Darko is his other project that is definitely a lot more abrasive and features his awesome vocal talents, probably used at their best abilities currently. As much as I still love Flesh Coffin from Lorna Shore, I'm really interested in what Darko is doing right now. It's got an industrial sense to it, which is fucking cool. I really like it.
That's really interesting.
Isn't there a drummer in that too? Is it just those two, or is it?
Are you talking about Austin?
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I thought it was just the two dudes.
yeah. Because I thought that they were just. I'll have to look that up.
It might I might be wrong about it. I don't know. I'm kind of fresh on this band. So
I thought that it was the drummer from Chelsea Grin and Tom with him. I could be
oh,
wrong.
I thought you were talking about the drummer Lauren Shore.
No.
That might be true then. I don't know. I don't follow Chelsea Grin, so
I kind of fell off with them honestly after the last one. You know, it was
Yeah.
really sick. I like a lot of songs.
yeah, no, the last one's the only one that I could probably tolerate.
Yeah, that's fair. I wasn't a big fan of Alex Kohler or
Yeah.
what was his last name? I don't know.
I like his OG
Marge
stuff when he
Simpson.
was
Yeah.
still an Inhale vocalist.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Desolation, like early days.
Dude, fucking Krukobanger. The
Right.
first time I ever heard that song, I was like,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Mhm.
they redid it for
Right.
like the in between EP where he learned how to do exhale vocals, and everybody was like, this sounds different.
Right. This isn't exactly a new album, but it's getting a reissue, and that's how I found out about this band. But Kardashev has a new reissue of their EP coming out. I'm failing to remember the name of the EP right now, but it's super fucking cool. They've labeled it as Death Gaze. Death Gaze is a combination of death metal and shoegaze, or I guess black gaze would be more accurate. It pretty much sounds like Alcest with a death metal influence, and the vocalist is a lot more talented in the best of ways. I love the vocals in Alcest, but it's really an enlightening experience. Definitely cool shit. And then the last one I have is the local band that I will never fucking forget about. They're my favorite fucking local band of all time and probably will be, but Throne
That's
fucking
right. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, their
I
new
was-
album is fucking.
I'm sitting here like, how is nobody talking about Throne yet?
Yeah.
Like,
Throne like I fucking everything about Throne I love. And it was such a fucking pleasure to be able to guest on this record.
Hell yeah.
And there is a video coming for the song that I'm on.
I can't wait.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
woo.
It should be out anytime. I don't know when. I haven't
Yeah, I thought it was
asked.
supposed to be March, but
Yeah, and initially was supposed to predate the album release, but that did not happen.
gotcha. Well, either way, I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Getting the dark reactions.
Yeah, it's gonna, yes. It's fucking, dude, so good. 30 minutes of just straight up fury.
Yeah.
The way it's condensed together reminds me of Rain and Blood.
Right.
You know,
yeah. It's very
stylistically not so much, you know, like in the actual music, but the way that it's just fucking 10 songs of pure fury is
Hell yeah.
awesome. Love it. Love it.
I haven't checked that out yet, but anytime I've had the chance to see him live, it's ripping.
Oh yeah,
Like,
they're amazing.
Yeah. Definitely check out Pestilent Dawn.
Yeah.
It's just it's a heavy fucking
Yeah, live and on record, really, they fucking crush everybody live.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
100%. And on
Yeah.
record, there's nobody that has a better sound on record than they do in the Michigan scene. There just isn't.
Yeah.
And that's not even good as far as just death metal. There's fucking like they maintain like one of my biggest frustrations among a lot of the fucking deathcore scene is that, you know,
Oh, here we go. Just kidding.
well, I'm just saying
huh?
well, you guys do it all live. A lot of fucking deathcore, a lot of deathcore bands don't.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not like real. A lot of deathcore bands don't do the real drums. A lot of deathcore bands sample their sounds to, you know, give it that artificial sense, and the guitar tones are a little bit more artificial. Whereas Throne captures a sound that is true, like it's those tube amps, you know. Everything about the drums is done in person, live, no bullshit added, and it still sounds
So
better.
heavy.
It still sounds better than the fucking computer, you know.
Oh,
It's amazing.
Live drums will always top any MIDI drums any day. No, it doesn't matter how the fuck you mix it.
Yep.
Just Aaron knows. Aaron knows.
Yep.
I do.
Live drums are better, right, Aaron?
Oh, all day.
All day.
So the big one, I guess, the big one, because it's gonna spark some conversation if you guys have already listened to it, but the new Gojira came out today.
I didn't even realize it came out today.
I haven't heard it, but
The new Billie Eilish came out today too. So what do you guys think about that?
I like her new look, but I think the sound is a little weird of a change for her, because I did listen to that song. It's not bad.
Did she really have a new song?
Yeah.
Fuck! I'm
fairly
definitely
good.
listening to that shit.
It's not like one of those like really like poppy like songs and stuff. Like it's a very like
No, I've loved
cool
everything
song.
that she's done. I'm genuinely a big fan.
Yeah, she has to flex her vocals a little more.
I even bought Where Do We Go When We Fall Asleep or some shit. I bought that album actually. I was like, this is pretty good. So I bought it.
As far as like modern like pop music goes, it's dark as fuck.
Oh wow, there's three songs. There's three songs already. Holy shit!
I didn't realize she had
Yeah, I didn't know
She
that.
needs to start wearing corpse paint.
No, that's when you start getting. That's when you start getting poppy. That's what I was gonna say.
Oh.
Yeah.
God.
Unlike Billie Eilish, I don't like Poppy's music too much. Billie Eilish
Poppy
does it
had
in like a
some
very
cool
tasteful
songs.
way.
Oh,
Honestly,
Poppy's a
before Poppy
musician?
did the
Poppy is
black
a
metal like
musician, yeah.
Oh, I
weird
thought it was
switch.
you were just talking about pop.
Uh-huh.
No, it
Oh
mixes
man, like she actually had some legit
I'll show
like
you before I
heavy
leave.
songs. It was kind of
Yeah.
cool, but like
Yeah.
then she leaned into it too hard.
Oh,
Right. Yeah, she
I
really
am getting
did.
a little close to having to get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, Clint does have a heart out pretty soon. Everybody.
I have to work tomorrow, so.
Oh, that sucks.
Aw, dude, on
But
Saturday.
I've got
Any-
a little bit more. Yeah, it's just a 4-hour shift, and I go in at 8, so it's not a big deal.
Oh, okay, that's not too bad.
I see that cytotoxin you flashing up
Yeah,
there.
man. This is all I wanted to talk about because I've been into this. Band.
Oh
Man,
yeah,
that
boy.
that shit ain't new.
I know it's not,
That's
but it's
not
new to
new,
me.
but it's good.
That's old.
I've been
That
really
was-
into it.
That was 27 days ago. That's old as fuck.
Oh, dude, shit.
I don't know. I think it came out last year anyway.
Yeah,
so
it did.
yeah,
Yeah,
it
and it's
did.
fucking
But,
hot. It's
yeah,
fucking
It's
hot.
good. It's heavy.
I think like the thing that stands out to me is just like I love the riffs on it, and I love the fact that you can hear the second snare drum in it. I think it's really
Hell
cool.
yeah.
Yeah,
Little, like accents and stuff.
Yeah, it's a well-produced album for sure.
it is.
I like how it sounds, and musically, it's very sound music.
Yeah,
sound of
It
music.
hits hard. That's what I wish. Not that I would ever in a million years consider cytotoxin deathcore, but they do utilize deathcore elements
Mhm.
Yeah.
in this album, and they haven't done that before.
Yeah. Well,
But
that was
there are definitely deathcore elements in it, and I wish that's the way that fucking deathcore would go, more death metal heavy than core. And
Yeah.
that album fucking does it well. I really love that album, and I've been listening to it fucking at least twice a month since it came out. A lot heavier when it first came out.
Mm.
It's
'Cause
super good.
that was the biggest thing I noticed about it was that it was a little more because I got this one and then Gamageddon, which is the one before it. That one's a bit more
Mm.
like grindy and fast.
Yeah.
This one-
Yeah, and
Gamageddon.
that's how they started out too. I've been following their band since Radiophobia, which was the one before Gamageddon.
Oh yeah, he knew him before it was cool.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That
Well,
was that was one of my introductions to death metal, was because when I was first getting into that shit, how I mentioned Black Dahlia Murder was one of my first death metal bands that I really started enjoying, even though they're not a traditional death metal band. I saw them play with Fallujah, who was signed to Unique Leader. So when I really got into Fallujah, I was like, all right, I got to check out what's up with Unique Leader. Cytotoxin was one of those bands that I fucking found on Unique Leader, and all they had at the time was Radiophobia, even though they have another album before that wasn't under Unique Leader. So yeah, super fucking cool record. All they do is progress, and is stated with the new album. And that's another fucking band that's really good buddy with Aborted too, is Cytotoxin.
I don't know
I
that.
see that.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Cytotoxin Sven is on the new album.
Yeah, him and
Yeah.
Ben
Yeah.
Taylor from Shadow of Intent are on it
Yeah.
as well.
Hell yeah.
I think Sven was on Gamageddon too.
Was it really?
Not
I think
sure.
so. I
Once,
think so.
I gotta bust out that album again then.
I know Sven.
Right.
I know Sven is a repeat offender for guesting on bands again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think he's got
He's-
2 guest appearances with Benighted at this point.
Yeah, he's done a couple with Benighted, and I think he did. I feel like he did a couple with Hideous as well. Maybe he didn't. Maybe I'm not.
No,
I
he
don't know,
doesn't. He doesn't
actually.
have. I don't
No,
think he has any.
I don't
list.
think Hideous has any guest vocals, anyways, in their shit.
No.
Yeah, it's all them. Anyways, doesn't matter. But
Yeah.
Alex, what you got for new music?
Not a whole lot, honestly. I think the newest thing that I've been listening to is oh god, I don't even know how old it actually is.
It's from like 10
The
years ago.
newest thing.
so-
The newest thing that I'm really into is Back in Black. That shit fucking rips. I just heard that the
Yeah.
other day.
Top to bottom, bro.
Honestly, I think the newest thing that I've listened to is Yvette Young was featured on a cover of Simple and Clean, the theme song to Kingdom Hearts, and fucking, I don't remember what the band was called, but like, it was so good. What the fuck were they called? Let's see.
I know it. I do. I know
me, man.
So our next
So
record
Much
is gonna.
Light. The band was called So Much Light. It's such a good cover.
Oh.
What were you saying, Aaron? Yeah.
No, I was just gonna say our next album is gonna be a mix of like the most technical shit you've ever heard us do in like K-pop.
Please, I need that in my life.
Oh man, that'd be intense. You know how many fucking stands we would get if we just got some Korean dudes to dance in front of us while we were playing music?
Sure.
That's the moneymaker right there.
I recently got introduced to Japanese idol metal, where it's like it's not like baby metal. It's like four girls while the band plays, and like they're doing like traditional like J-pop moves and stuff. But then like two of the girls are doing like, one of them does like the high screams where she's just, and then the other one is just doing fucking roars that are fucking low as shit. And it's like really cool.
Okay.
Actually. And then they got the two girly girls that do like the chorus and stuff. And like, they all just do the exact same dance moves while like one of them is fucking screaming her fucking guts out or some shit. And like, it's super intense. I love it.
Wow. Okay. What is this called again?
It's called like idol metal. It's like
idol metal. Okay.
Decently interesting in Japan right now. I don't know if it's like very popular, but like
I'm gonna have to check that out because that sounds very interesting. I've been very eclectic and kind of weird with my music lately. Like I've been really getting into old electronic indie experimental band called Sun Lux. I have been jamming them lately, and their shit is very interesting and weird and kind of cool to listen to. And their time signatures really changed in the music, and it musically, even though it's like electronic, it's very weird.
Making out now.
Yeah. Fuck.
Noise.
Fuck.
Caleb,
I'm hitting the donate button. I'm hitting the donate button, please.
Yeah, where's the
Sharpie in your butt?
Where's the cha-ching?
Caleb wanted me to make sure to tell you that Joe Rogan is his dad.
Oh shit!
I hope he sees this episode.
He probably will. He listens to podcasts more than music, honestly.
Yeah.
He's admitted that to us. So that's okay.
Tell him to fucking endorse us then. Shit.
There you go.
Or just tell him to call in right now.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
He's texting. Like
So I want to circle back around to this, even though
that
nobody, but we didn't really talk about Gojira at all.
Oh yeah.
Even though
I haven't heard it.
Right.
Oh, okay.
I think that's why we didn't talk about it, because everybody else didn't hear it.
I listened. I heard it, and Clint and I already talked about it. Where I don't mind it. It's just not a record that I would go back to and listen to as much as their others, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like,
And
it's
I
not
think
fantastic, but it's,
that's more or less why I wanted to talk about it, because of the fact that up until this point, Gojira has been 100% perfect in every single aspect.
Not to some people, though. They'll look at the link and then they'll look at Terra Incognita and be like, whatever.
Which I don't get, because I think those are both fucking awesome. Like,
they're fantastic, but people look over the links so much when it's because it's a different album. When
they've just never done. I think they've never done any wrong up until this, and it just fucking bums me out so hard. Like, I got mad respect. They did what they wanted to do. That's clear, and I mean, they're still trying new things in it for
that, and
somewhat.
like this album like helped them with their fundraiser of like helping the indigenous people of like the rainforest, and like also raised like double the amount of money that they were looking for initially anyways. So to like help these indigenous tribes and their homes being destroyed. So that's so respectable as a as a band and just as a person, like as a group of people to do.
Yeah.
So I will commend them for that this album helped them in a way to make these goals happen and to help other people. So that is fantastic. But at the same time, I'm not feeling it as much musically. Some of the shit's cool, some of it's not to me, but I mean, I pre-ordered the album already. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna re-listen to it a couple times, but it's not gonna be on my weekly, on my rotation as much as like say like from Mars to Sirius or like even Layup and Savage, whatever. That's my opinion of it, but that's I mean it's like seems like only two. Aaron, have you listened to it yet?
I haven't, and it's actually one that like I keep seeing. It's because it's everywhere, and they don't really make anything without it being everywhere. But I can also like because Magma was the last one, right?
Yeah.
And I could tell that they were kind of starting to go in a bit of a different, more of like a, more of a, I guess like a, more of like a. I don't know if
you don't want to call it mainstream, but it's definitely a more mainlined kind of direction.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I watched an interview with Joe, before the album came out, and he even admitted to there being like recycled riffs from Magma that they didn't use. He's like, yes, there's recycled riffs in there that we just didn't use in Magma that we were like, this would fit good in this song. So it kind of sucks. Like it's nice to use some recycled riffs from like a previous album that wasn't used on the actual album. But at the same time, it can also, like, if it's not used in a correct context for some of this shit, it's going to sound like a B-side to the album that these riffs came from.
And that's kind of where I'm, having an issue with the album, is that you can definitely tell the clear continuation from Magma in this, and that's not because I loved Magma. I thought Magma was really good, but at the same time, Magma was also very separate from all their other albums. And Gojira has always been a band that has always made sure to separate themselves from each and every album that they've done. You can hear the clear difference from the Link 2 from Mars to Sirius.
Oh, absolutely.
You can hear the clear difference from The Way of All Flesh to L'Enfant Sauvage. And even from there to Magma. So I mean, I think that's what's getting me about this album, is that I kind of predicted too much of the album as I was listening to it.
Yeah.
That's what's getting me about it. And that's always the struggle about fucking, especially since I do reviews for albums now. At this point, it's always the fucking struggle about keeping these kind of things into context, is that you have to really look at the band that you're dealing with. There's some bands that I like, that do the same thing every single album, like Thy Art Is Murder can fucking put out another Hate tomorrow and I'll fucking like it, because that's just what they've become strong at. They practice the same punch 5,000 times and it's a strong punch, whereas Gojira has many different techniques in their repertoire, and this time decided to go with the same one again. It's just you gotta go from band to band. It's really fucking hard. I still respect the fuck out of the band. They still did what they wanted to do, and that's very obvious. But at the same time, as a listener of a band where they put themselves on such a high pedestal, where every single time they put out music, I'm expected to be wowed.
Yeah.
I'm expected to be thrown off. I don't want to predict it.
Well, that's a big bummer for you then, isn't it, mister?
Fuck off.
Well, in fairness, The Way of All Flesh was the album that really got me into him, and so
Mhm.
anything else kind of
That album's different and fucking really fucking heavy too.
Yeah.
Like the title track, The Way of All Flesh, is a fucking like was it like 14, 15 minutes of like holy shit.
Kind
And, like,
of.
it's like part like that last like 4 minutes is like nothing, and then it breaks into like, you know, the very end of it or some
Yeah.
shit.
Oh,
Where it's like a bonus track or some shit.
Mhm.
But
it's The Art of Dying for me. Like,
Yeah, that's what
yeah.
I was gonna say. That's the
that,
shit. That's the heaviest song they've ever fucking done in the world.
I don't know, man. Toxic Garbage Island is
it's
fucking
pretty close. Yeah.
Oh, Toxic Garbage Island is fucking heavy.
For me, the two are The Art of Dying and The Heaviest Matter of the Universe.
Oh, yeah.
Because that song just
great.
has the riff that fucking brings down an entire army, you know?
or just Backbone from Mars series.
Yeah.
The boom 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 boom. Then just
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't get those big boner moments with this new album, unfortunately.
Grind has it a little bit. And
That's true.
and
Yeah, and
Sphinx is a good song, but the rest
then-
of them.
and then the end of Newfound, I still think is fucking rad. Like most of Newfound is fucking
Yeah,
cool.
I still gotta go back and check that out.
So yeah,
Yeah, I'd say
check it out. I mean,
I'd say
that's
half
Gojira
the
album.
songs, like 2 of the songs I really fucking loved. 3 or 4 of the other ones I was, into, and I could, keep in the playlist, and the rest of them were just kind of like,
Yeah.
But I'll say it right now, the chant is straight up the fucking worst song that they've ever done. Straight up.
It comes in from their title track Fortitude, which Fortitude should have just like, if they were going to do a track like that, it should have just been like how Fortitude was, like kind of an interlude in the album.
Yeah.
And not something that's stretched out to like 4 to 5 minutes long. It's just like, come on, man. What are you doing? Whatever, though, man. I mean, they're cool. They're French. They can do what they want. Who gives a shit?
That's what it is.
They're saving the rainforest and helping people live in their lives. I mean, what is some fucking Joe Schmo like me with fucking 2,000 likes on his fucking band page going to say about that shit?
I'm an
I don't
influencer, all right.
It's like, but I mean, like, who cares though, man? Like, they're doing what they want to do, and that's cool with me. So whatever.
Yeah, I don't want anybody to ever fucking listen to it and be like, man, this guy really wants to dislike this. I don't. I don't, straight up. One of my favorite bands in the fucking world. I just, I gotta be honest about it.
Yeah, and I'm a fan of Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Trying all episode to clear that negativity about it.
That nugget in.
And on that note, I need to get going because
all right. Yeah, I was gonna say, is like, we got anything else that we all want to talk about? Like,
100%.
I have.
We could do 10 more of these.
I got the first 2 Bloodborne comics, and they are very fucking metal, because you get to see werewolves and shit getting just rend in flesh and then fucking burned on a cross and shit.
That's fucking
gnarly.
sick. Speaking of other metal shit, season 4, gonna date this podcast again, but season 4 of Castlevania, the final season, is coming out on Netflix in May.
Nice.
So, and that, if you haven't watched that anime yet, it's short and it is fucking brutal. Like, so gory. And also, what the fuck was it? I'm blanking on the name. It's another Netflix show, and I really wanted it back. Something robots.
Oh, Love, Death, and Robots.
Love, Death, and Robots. I always want to say Love, Sex, and Robots. I was like, Love and Sex is like kind of like the same thing. Well, not really, but
yeah. If you guys haven't watched Love, Death, and Robots, that shit is sick as fuck. It's a
season 2 also coming out in May.
Yep.
So I know.
Good. So good.
I have rewatched some episodes, and I'm just like, goddamn.
We watched that. We really got into that when we were recording the Funeral Corridor.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah,
that was new at the time, and we fucking we
So
were really
good.
hammering that out. That shit's awesome. That
So
and,
good. So
what was the other one? We fucking stayed up. We
I
stayed
think
over
you should
there.
leave.
Yeah, with Tim Robinson.
Yeah,
that show
That
is
shit's
fucking
goofy as
Oh my
fuck,
God.
man. I love it.
There's no new seasons of that as far as I know yet, which is
Yeah,
so
probably.
upsetting. But
You guys watch
whatever.
Auntie Donna's Big Old House of Fun yet?
Dude,
Yeah.
I get wasted and make that a priority to watch it because
It's
that's the only way
amazing.
it makes sense, and it doesn't make sense.
No,
What's
it's
it-
okay.
what's
It's a
it
kids
called?
show for adults, but
Yeah.
they're really bad at making a kids show. It's
Oh, God.
Auntie Donna's Big Old House of Fun.
Oh my
Auntie
God.
Donna is the comedy group, the three guys,
Yeah,
and then Big Old House of Fun is like the concept for their show because they
Hmm.
did
dude.
they did like one concept for like their YouTube channel where like they were like, oh, like we'll do high school skits. So like it's like a primary school that they go to
Right.
and like are like pretending to be teachers and students and stuff. Or they did like one that was like the 1990s and like it was like businessmen in the 1990s getting all like coked up and fucking trying to make decisions and shit.
Yeah.
And like there's a lot of like those kind of like random like ideas for skits that like would lead into like a series of them.
Right.
Dude, well, Auntie Donna's is just like that show is
You guys have
It's
seen
just-
the YouTube series of it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like the original.
yeah, and it is just all over the place, man. Like, oh,
Yeah,
dude.
One of my
It,
favorites
like, even
is
if
their
you're s-
Christmas pud.
Yeah.
You guys want a piece of Christmas pud? Oh, you didn't tell me you meant a pud.
Like, even if you're like stone cold fucking sober and shit, you'll watch the show and be like, I don't know if I took anything. Like, you know?
Yeah,
It-
in the first or second episode, they kick out their washer because it's not paying. Well, it's paying rent,
yeah.
but it
Oh
wants
my
to
God.
not because it has to be the dishwasher also.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, fuck
Right.
you! You still have to pay rent."
Yeah, yeah. It's like an Adult Swim show that is on Netflix. Like it should have been on Adult Swim,
I was
pretty
like,
much.
We're playing the not break game. Huh?
So yeah, super fucking fun. It's a fun show. But
Yeah,
yeah, I think that's all I got for right now.
Hell yeah.
Pretty drunk.
Auntie Donna's Big Old House of Fun. I'll have to check it out. Is that
Check it out.
Netflix?
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
Netflix.
yep,
Yeah.
Netflix.
Okay.
Super
Goofy.
worth the watch.
Hell yeah.
Uh,
Hell
all
yeah.
right, check out cool music, watch cool shows, get
Dexter.
drunk, smoke
Watch-
weed.
Watch
Dexter's
Invincible
coming
on
back.
Amazon Prime.
Yeah,
What
that
is it?
shit's brutal as fuck too.
Oh, dude, I've been
They
wanting
just
to watch
put out
that.
they just finished this first season, and oh my god, is it just heart wrenching?
What is it?
Invincible.
Invincible.
Oh, I've been hearing a lot about that. Yeah.
It's really cool.
The
I've got a
animation
f- I've
can
got a
vary
few
from episode to
shows.
episode, but like it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got
I've
a
been
few
wanting to watch
shows.
it.
I'm running through Demon Slayer right now.
Nice.
Oh, dude,
very
my
nice.
niece keeps on telling me to watch that because she saw like some like fucking person call it like the best animation ever, and
Mm-mm. There's aspects of it that are really fucking cool, and then there's aspects because I would never in a million years call myself an anime fan, I guess, but
Mhm.
there are animes that I like.
yeah.
I like the fucking Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
yeah.
There you go.
Good shit.
Yeah,
I like the Death Note. I like
that was fucking cool show.
I like the
You like Attack on Titan.
Samurai Champloo.
Oh, yeah,
Cowboy
Samurai
Bebop.
Champloo. Oh
you-
yeah.
If you can ever get your hands on it, try to find Paranoia Agent.
I've heard about that too. Yeah, I've heard that.
It's
Okay.
a very cerebral show that's kind of about urban legends becoming more than legends.
Yeah,
That's kind of cool. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll have to
and
check
I
that
like
out.
I like Elfen Lied. Like that's
Oh
good.
yeah, that's some cool stuff. Or like Wolf's Rain, even though that like just like fueled a bunch of like furries to have like alternates.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's one thing I don't miss about Zapzone, seeing all the
Right.
furries there.
But
Anyway.
those are mostly animes that don't really have like I hate to call just the lack of better words. They're not animes that have the weeby shit.
The tropes.
Weeb trash, bro.
You know,
Get
like
the weeb trash out of
they
here.
don't have those really corny anime tropes, and I'm not really
Yeah.
into that. And Demon Slayer has a lot of really cool shit, but it has a lot of fucking anime tropes, and I'm having a hard time dealing with that, even though the fucking story is really cool.
Yeah.
So I'm powering through that, especially since I've heard a lot of amazing things about the new movie that just came out. So
Oh yeah. Yeah, I heard a lot about that too.
Getting through that, and then I'll start the new one that just came out. Can't remember what it's called, but it just came out last night on Netflix. The one about the first Black Samurai with Lakeith Stanfield
Yusuke
voicing.
Or something like that.
Or
Yusuke or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I could never fucking tell you what it's called.
I'm like so close with like the name, but like I just can't quite nail it down because like I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
it looks amazing.
Oh
like,
yeah,
the animation looks really good.
The
animation,
I like the
fact that they're like building lore off of a true story kind of thing. It's like
building
really
lore off a true story. The animation is the same guys that did the Boondocks, so that's really fucking cool. And I mean anything that Lakeith Stanfield is involved with, I'm about it. So dude's literally fucking perfect in anything that he does.
Oh yeah,
Judas and the Black Messiah was awesome. Fucking his part in Get Out was awesome. Fucking his part in Uncut Gems was awesome. Super cool. Super fucking cool.
I forgot he was in Uncut Gems because I was having a panic attack watching this.
Yes. we just rewatched that for.
Why would you do that?
we watched that since the first time we watched it. First time like maybe a week ago. And it made me feel the same exact way.
Yeah, that movie is just a big anxiety attack.
It's great though. It's great. It's a wonderful movie.
Yeah, Adam Sandler knocks it out of the park.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Speaking of wonderful movies, while we're all talking about this weeb trash here, I'm watching Bride of Reanimator on Shudder at the moment. It's completely silent.
Shit.
The ending of this fucking movie is just like
bonkers.
Every practical effect that you want to put in, throw it there, because that's what we're doing.
Hell yeah, dude! They got weirder and weirder with the Reanimator series. Like,
fuck yeah, they did. But that's good.
We'll do
I'm happy with that. But yeah, whatever. That's all I got. That's me. I'm Seth Earl, and that's all I got.
Sit on Reanimator talk because that's metal as fuck.
Fuck yeah, it is.
All right.
All right.
So yeah, I gotta get one. So
Burton, I hope that we hit all of your talking points that you wanted to do, because I'm sure that we did not.
Oh, most of them at first, and then we started kind of drawing away from the next bar.
That's the best part, though.
I think half of the fucking episode ended up being a goddamn TED talk on how to run a venue.
Cut it out. Cut it out. It's getting cut. Yeah, it's getting cut. That's our idea. Nobody else.
Off the record.
We're gonna have to do our first editing in almost 200 episodes.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. It's like, God damn it, guys. Why do you have to do it now?
Sorry, you know Recorruptor's always bringing the content. It's cool.
Well, it was fun though. I mean, I didn't know that old Alex and Michael was gonna be on here, so that was a fun surprise when I saw them fucking faces.
They didn't know you haven't been keeping up with the Bog Talk
podcast,
right?
I know the guys.
New episodes on Mondays,
not
on Tuesdays.
I didn't know that we were gonna be on it.
Like, I don't non-subscribing ass.
This is the Lost in the Bog, co-hosted by the Lost in the Dark gang. Obviously, we've done like 4 episodes. Come on.
I've heard.
You
I
fucking,
know. I
you
didn't
fucking
know.
radish.
You don't know.
You casual.
God, you're a
I
fucking
thought you were
carrot,
gonna call
dude.
me cabbage.
You're a carrot.
You fucking cabbage.
You carrot.
I'm
out of here, dude.
I thought you carroted.
All right, yeah. Well, this was fun. I'm glad that Michael and Alex was showing up, and I'm glad that Aaron was actually on this one that I was on for once. So that was awesome
It's
too.
such a treat to have you guys on.
So yeah, man, this is always fun. I mean, this is how a normal conversation would go, anyways.
Yeah.
If we were just
like
all
if we
in
were
person,
at Max.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. Like we would just be talking stupid bullshit. Talking music, horror movies, anime, weeb trash, whatever.
Yeah.
But I love you guys, honestly, and I miss all of you.
Yeah. We gotta do this again.
Yeah,
and
seriously, I miss you
I-
guys like fucking so bad.
I
so
dude,
much.
it
I'm sure
sucks. I don't
I'll
know.
see you Sunday.
Well, yeah, Clint's different story. I see him like I'm tired of this guy, but yeah, hopefully soon, some venue can get sorted out and something can happen, and where we all like hang out and have a good fucking time.
Yeah,
And
dude, we need to have like a
pandemic
tribute
stops
show
fucking
to
us.
Max.
Dude.
Tribute Max, yeah.
Oh, that'd be sweet. Yeah,
Just one last hurrah for them.
just one last hurrah. But all right, y'all. Thank you for having me on. I don't know why I did this. I hate it when people do that. And I'm like, what's something dumb that other people do? I'm like, I'm gonna do that. There we go.
right.
Awesome.
Thanks for being on, guys. You guys mean the world to us. You were some of the fucking first guests we ever had on, and fucking this was outstanding. We miss you to death, and we got to do this again
Hell
soon.
yeah.
So
Absolutely,
All right.
y'all.
See you guys later, Burton. I'm gonna have sex.
All right, have fun. Love you.
Smack them hands.
Love you
down
guys.
tonight.
Smack them titties.
all right, good night, everybody.
Later.
Peace.
So a solemn rest in peace for Max. That was our send off. I'm not gonna reveal anything right now, but it might be something we come back to. We're just not exactly sure in what form yet. We have a couple ideas for it rolling around right now, but yeah, that was I like seriously, we hadn't seen Seth and Clint in a year. You know,
Yeah, man.
so, and then seeing them again, feeling like we had just seen each other last week after everything we've all been through and everything. It was just so fucking awesome to like see them again and talk to them again and like know they're doing good. And man, like, yeah,
man.
that was just, it felt like the old days. Dude. It just really did for a bit. Like,
Yeah. Well, it was, I mean, because the day that I found out about it, excuse me, shit. I was texting you about it.
Werewolf beer.
Yeah. Shouts out, man. Which is awesome. Great Lakes Brewing Company, I think. In any case, I was all kind of bummed out that day, and it just kind of shit just hit me pretty heavy.
The day you found out about Max?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was also the night after just getting my ass kicked at work and stuff, and just feeling like just whatever. I don't know, just kind of over everything. And then to wake up and just to have that be the first thing that I see from the day, it was just like,
yep.
All right, well, I don't know what to do from here. So it just kind of, I don't know, it just kind of hit me a bit. And so I was like, I just decided on a whim. I was like, you know what, let me just see it. Let me just go out and just see what it looks like right now, because I guarantee you, like, the next time, I mean, because, like, I don't know, at the same time, like, I drive past it when when I go to practice, and, like,
Sure.
It's kind of, like, just the opposite way from when I come here. So I don't really go that way.
Right.
So I mean, I used to work out in Frandor and stuff, so like out kind of in the same spot. So like I would see it a bit more. But I hadn't in a while. Like I hadn't really paid much attention to it, and then I pulled in and just kind of seeing how the front of it was kind of like boarded up and stuff, and seeing how like I'll link the, I don't know, I'll find some way to
put it on the Instagram.
Yeah, I'll find some way to post that picture. But just like, I don't know, I was just like sitting outside of it, and I just saw that picture, and like all the stickers were on the door and stuff. But it was like,
still,
yeah, but you couldn't go in. Like knowing, I guess the hardest part for me was knowing that, like, the last time I was there was probably the last time that we played it. And that was the summer slamathon with Recorruptor and Carnus and forgive me, I think there was one. I think they were supposed to be on it. I don't remember who the other band was. But in any case, yeah, so that was the last time I was there, and I didn't even know it. And now that like that, now that like it was just abrupt, like, well, this is what's happening, and so deal with it, kind of a thing is very, it's kind of hard to deal with, man.
Yeah, no goodbye.
Yeah,
like no final show, no send off.
Yeah, it's just like, all right, well, this is what it is now, and I. Like you said, it's hard to kind of be in this space and to kind of be surprised by it, because on one hand, like, you know, after the year of everything being shut down and
Yeah.
after like the way that things been going, like it was really kind of up in the air for a long time as far as like which venues were coming back and which ones were kind of, and after, like, because for me, like I was hit pretty hard by the Loft hearing that they shut down, just because
Yeah, me too.
that came as a bit more of a surprise because I thought that they were doing really well for themselves, but
And they went down early.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, that was like
early. It was like a month or two or so we started hearing rumors.
yeah. Well, and I kind of knew once because the Tin Can, the other, or was it
Brett-
Taps or was it?
No, it's Tin Can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So they shut down. and
They're not coming back?
then- I don't think so. I could be wrong about that. I honestly don't know.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. So that came as kind of a different shock, and,
Well-
and honestly, like they outside of let me see. I'm trying to think because we like as like because I had, you know, bands in high school and stuff, which we kind of got into.
Mhm.
We didn't play Max as that band, as that formation, and
Right.
the first venue that we ever played was Uli's, consequently,
Mhm.
and that shut down. But the second one
Not
was
because of the pandemic.
No.
That's been gone for a long time.
yeah, that was a whole different.
Yeah.
There was some sketchy stuff going on allegedly. So, but in any case, so the Loft was really kind of like the first place, like the first bigger place that we ever played. And I was like, holy shit, like this is, you know, like this.
First day we met, that's where we went.
Yeah, man.
We literally met in a driveway and then drove to the Loft.
Yeah, and you know, so that hit me pretty hard, and then to have this where I, you know, it was. I don't know if I said it on the podcast. I don't know if we talked about it afterwards, but I remember kind of thinking like this is the last bit of like pre-COVID life that there was to go back to, and now that
In
just,
Lansing.
yeah.
At least for us. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and-
Dude, that's very good way to put it, actually, because that's fucking what I was going to say is like, it was in some way, like in some ways, it kind of felt similar to the day that I woke up and saw Alexi died.
Yeah.
Because like Max and Alexi, these are two fixtures. These are two, like, there's always a show at Max, and at some point in a year, I'm 9 years out of 10 going to see Alexi Laiho play live.
Yeah.
And the idea of going back, the world reopening and those two things being gone, like, makes it so much weirder.
Yeah.
Like,
well, there's, you know, you know, I mean, I guess not to get too somber about it because, you know, but it is at the same time, like it is very, very much one of those cases where I was like, well, what is there left for, like, what is like
where
when
can
we
Bogwraith play? Where can Recorruptor play?
Yeah, when
Like-
when we are able to open back up to whatever capacity, whatever the fuck that means, because it means something different to everybody. I don't feel like anybody really has a real handle on what it means to go back to normal, because that was, and why I say that to say that I don't think that exists anymore. I don't think that there is a going back to normal because of this and because of just everything. Like, there's no, you know.
Yeah, because
it
when
just-
things reopen, we're not going to have
Yeah.
our normal shit.
Yeah.
We're not going to have it.
So, you know, it was very, like, that morning, I remember really just kind of, you know, I guess, oh, fuck it, you know, we get personal on this a bit. Like, it was tough for me, man. Like, I was of the mind of, like, well, this is kind of all I've known for you know, growing up and being in bands and stuff, and
Yeah.
you know, like, you know, it just, you always kind of count on being able to, you know, look for a show at the Loft or look for a show at Max or whatever, and there was always that
Yep.
possibility of, like, and it was never like, you know, and when they did, like, I mean, I'm so grateful that we were able to work out the deal that we, or just that it worked out. I don't remember what the whole situation was, but we were able to get on that show with Fit for an Autopsy, and we were able to, you know, have just, you know, just so many different opportunities there, and they were so willing to just give us the chance to just, you know, get on a bill with that. And I think it was because we were supposed to be on the show with Great American Ghost that came through. but it was in December sometime, and I think the weather was really bad, and they ended up canceling it. And then Great American Ghost was on the show with Fit for an Autopsy, which we ended up getting on.
Oh yeah, I do remember
Yeah.
that.
So, and that, it's stuff like that, man. They were like, we know you guys can, we know you guys play here quite a bit, and we, just to have that and just to be able to, like, that was really one of, outside of the SummerSlam show that I was talking about previously, that was really, like, I will cherish that show for the rest of my life probably, because
nuts.
so many friends were there, so many people I
everybody.
haven't seen in a long time. Like, that was where I got into Great American Ghost for the first time. Like, I remember I remember straight up like getting in the pit there and like throwing fists and stuff and just being really like just letting it out, man. Like, and Matt, like, that was the other thing is like Max, there was always like a danger to it, man.
Yeah, yes.
Whenever you were on the floor, like there was,
yes.
It wasn't like, it was pretty compact and stuff. And when you had a band, like,
Just
fucking
throwing down.
yeah, like it was like
throwing down.
I could get really fucking hurt here no matter where I'm standing. Like, I could be thrown into a pit like right now. No, it doesn't matter. And that was one of those shows, man, where it was like, and it was the only other time that I felt that was with that cattle show that we talked about. Because that was like old school, man.
Yeah.
That was like too many people in this bitch, doesn't matter. Like, like I remember a couple of the bands like stood on like speakers and stuff, and they were like, it was madness, and I was like, this is like old school, man. I feel like I'm back like when this place was like first like popping off and stuff, and it was like, the danger of the hardcore shows and stuff, and people just like going in like. It's I guess it's kind of hard to explain how the floor is there, because it kind of like as compact as it is, like the floor in front of the stage was its own thing, but also on the side of it they had a table on occasion that would just kind of be there. Yeah, but then like they'd quickly get rid of it, and then it would kind of spill out into the sides of it.
Yeah.
But when I saw cattle there, man, it was like there was no safe place to stand. Like there were like I was standing back like next to the like where the bar started. Okay. And there was still just shit going on, and I was like, I might die here. Like so yeah, man, and like, just to have that be like 20 minutes from my house and just being able to, like, it just, just makes me sad, man. Because like there wasn't really a whole lot of play, and like it really felt like there was, we talk a lot about the fact that Detroit shows have a special energy to them. Anytime we're, we could go to a show in Grand Rapids or Ohio or wherever, I guess, wherever else we've been at, I guess, Flint rather, Flint, Machine Shop and stuff, and even that show was pretty wild, but like there's something about, just the intimacy of how Max was set up, and the how they let some of the bands that they let through.
And that's the thing is like we do talk a lot about the energy in those other places, but I have seen shows here where kids are going wild. It's like it's literally like I don't know. It's like everybody there is like, oh my God, there's a show right down the street. I don't have to fucking drive an hour. I can walk. I can just go and lose my fucking mind and not have to worry about an hour and a half drive home. Yeah. Like, yeah, it's that.
I remember one of the first things I said, and I didn't really elaborate on it too much, but it kind of took me like thinking about it after we were finished to kind of think about like, well, how, like, as far as like being a Punisher and stuff, like there's, and I'm pretty sure it was at that cattle show because I think Dark Sermon played that.
Oh wow!
And that was the first, and they were opening that show, Jesus. and it was the first time I'd ever seen Dark Sermon, and they started just as I got through the door, and I was like, because I'd listened to the album that came out, the Oracle. A lot before I got to that show, and I ended up being able to meet all of them, and we ended up having a little like smoke out in the parking lot and stuff. Nice. And I was just just the worst, man. Like looking at it now, I was like, oh man, like how do you guys write the way you do? Like how do you, like how do you?
You're trying to podcast with
Yeah, man. Like before I even knew what I was doing, like I'm sure they look back at like either that or they're like, man, you remember the last time we were at Max? There was that weirdo that was hanging out, like that just wouldn't leave us alone and stuff, and like, I don't know. I guess I wasn't that bad, but in my head, I was like, man, they probably think I'm just a biggest dork ever. Yeah. But dude, like just their show there just kind of blew me away, and seeing like the stage setup and just like it was, and I'm pretty sure Black Crown played that show. That was like the second time I'd seen them, and that was insane as well. Because they're super technical and they're just a fun band to watch live. Yeah. I'm not really sure about now because they've had a few lineup changes and stuff, and it's been and actually, I saw Black Crown with. We should have talked about this because there was a show at the Loft it was a Rivers of Nile headliner, but it was before they got gigantic.
Oh, okay.
It was like 2 albums before that, and there was like, it was. I remember it was Seth and Clint, and I believe Dustin was there, and like maybe like 4 or 5 other people and me. So it was like 10 or 15 people there. Just, oh my God.
That's
like,
all that was there at all? Oh my God.
Empty floor, empty show.
Oh my God.
But just watching, like seeing Black Crown right up front and then seeing Rivers of Nile that close. Just, man, I'd give anything to go back to those shows. And it's like, it's things like that, man. Like I have very fond memories of shows out in Detroit. Now, obviously, I constantly call back to the Hate Breed show at Harpo's because that was one of those, like, this is why I want to play music. Like this, it was one of those shows that just, it was a real lesson in the craft. It was a real, like, it was all eras of metal. It was all eras of it, and just to see that and to see a lot of those bands play for the first time, whereas I didn't really think I ever would.
Some of them,
yeah. So I still had the ticket stub for that. But there were, it was that Rivers of Nile show at the Loft. It was, the countless times we've seen Goat Whore at Max. Anytime they came through, it was like, let's go. Like this, because they just. And if you haven't seen Goat Whore by now, like, you're doing yourself a serious disservice, because that band puts on one of the sickest shows ever. And
they just have some of the greatest stage the first time I ever saw them, I was immediately like, that is one of the coolest frontmen ever.
Yeah.
Like, he's constantly just high-fiving the entire audience during every song. Like, it's fucking awesome, dude.
And it was, it's as modern, I guess, modern old school as it gets. Like, I remember being kind of taken back by the fact that, like, the drummer had a double bass kit, and it was just like so many cymbals and stuff, and then their guitar rigs were like 2 full stacks on either side, and the bass had a full stack, and it was just, that was it. And they just played, and it was like, dude, this is, seeing it at a place at Max, that's just
sick.
It just had that like 90s vibe to it.
Like,
it really
was
did.
Yeah, it had that. Like, I like what you said, the dangerous feeling.
Yeah,
that's what I love about Harpo's.
Yeah,
that's why I said, like,
I
think fucking Max is like mini Harpo's.
Yeah,
in a lot of ways to me.
Well, and even less so, because I think that with Harpo's, like, for it to get to that point, it would have to be like close to being sold out to have that.
Seen it.
Yeah,
I've seen it over capacity.
Yeah. And
this was at a point in time where, like, every time you go to Harpo's, somebody would say something like, "Oh, careful, you don't get shot in line."
Yeah.
Because they would do drive-bys.
Oh, yeah.
Of the people in line at Harpo's back a long time ago.
So
there was all that combined, and then you walk into this dark, dingy fucking place with no doors on any bathroom stalls, and
yeah.
It was awesome.
But even Harpo's, like, the first time that I really saw. Consequently, it was at the last Hate Breed show. It was I remember watching Terror, and there were people that were. It was the only thing I could compare it to was just a like, you know when you're watching this, I think it's World War Z. Or just like a zombie movie where they're like scaling the stage to like hop off it and stuff and like climbing over each other. I was like, that is
nuts.
Yeah. Just to see that there and stuff
Yep.
like that is, you know, there like you don't get that very much. But like what I was kind of gonna call back to was like I even think that there were times where I was almost more fearful of like the fact that, you know, the stage at Max was far lower. And it
was like 2 feet off the ground.
Yeah, and it was one of the last places I can think of that doesn't have any barriers. There's nothing that separates the front of the band
Like,
where the band is standing from the crowd.
The front row of the crowd, their shins are touching the front of the stage.
Yeah.
Like literally.
Yeah.
Their shins. That's how low it is.
Yeah.
Like. Whereas that is the biggest difference, obviously, between that and Harpo's, because Harpo's stage is like 9 feet.
Oh, yeah.
It's above your head if you're in the front row.
Yeah.
You can't see shit.
Your eye level with the shoes that are on the stage and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is why it was insane to see all those people just climbing over each other.
Yeah, it was sick.
Dude, that was wicked. Like, but yeah, man. Like, just you know,
yeah. It's a big loss. But you know, you take it. And then you do everything you can to A, make sure it never gets forgotten, and to, you know, carry on its name and everything, and you know, and to
which is something that we got into quite a bit.
I don't think we're allowed. I think I have to cut that part out still.
Oh,
so I don't think we can say anything.
Okay, well,
we can't
never
say
mind.
anything.
Yeah.
But that's where I was going. Is that. That's what I'm talking about. The secret, we might have a secret project or two that we might be starting to move some wheels on, or we'll see. We'll see. All right. You'll know when the time is right. But, that's what we're doing with that, right? Like we're kind of like, we're taking this really sucky situation and trying to, you know, make something, do something, in a positive way with it.
Yeah. Do you remember because there's all right, so I'm gonna preface this with something that might be slightly controversial and something I might not have all the cards for, but I'm gonna just say it anyway because it's just kind of the area we live in. All right, so we are like about 10 or 15 minutes like walking distance from Michigan State University, right?
Ish.
Can we say that?
Yeah.
And it is a like for a while growing up it was cool, like because you were, you know, like for at least from my knowledge, because it was like, oh, like that's where the bigger, at least when I could like put together that like, oh, you know, Big Ten school, you know, it was a big deal to live down there, and
yeah.
Like I really kind of started to embrace it a little bit and kind of, you know, to kind of enjoy it a bit more, you know, in my later years, especially in like high school and after. Getting a bit more into like sports and stuff and just being more just involved in like what was going on around there. But the thing that really kind of bothers me about it is that, and I'm sure you're probably the same, is that there's a lot of buildings and there's a lot of history here that I feel like, you know, there was and I've gotten into a couple of conversations with, you know, with family members and stuff, you know, my dad and you know, people that have been around this area for obviously a lot longer than I have. And just hearing about the fact that like, yeah, there used to be like a silver dollar club.
Yep.
There was like, there
Temple
was like,
Club.
yeah, there was like 2 or 3 other, you know, Planet Rock that was out in Grand Rapids.
Small Planet.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep. Small Planet, Uli's, Black and Moon, and right before the fucking pandemic, well, I can't remember all the details, but I know like right before the pandemic, there was a new fucking venue that was going to be out on the west side of Lansing, kind of by the Lansing Mall, and they had announced,
oh yeah,
like Warrant
yeah.
Or some 80s metal band was going to be there. I was going to go, but then I think like the show got canceled because they didn't sell enough tickets or something like that. And then the pandemic happened and there's no way. Yeah. So like I said, we have had our fair share come and go over the years since we've been old enough to go to places like this and stuff on our own and everything. But
so what I'm kind of getting at is, and again, this might be, I don't know. Take this as it is, I guess. There's a lot of music history, and there's a lot of things that have come about from this area that I feel like are just being, this area's changed since then.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot more corporate America stuff. There's a lot more because of the way it is, because of the Big Ten school. There's a lot of bigger businesses that are cashing in on that and that are trying to come in and make it more of a more of like a corporate kind of like downtown area, and it's less of the real, like, the heart of it, which is like the the mom and pop sort of stuff.
Yeah,
I guess
locally owned businesses.
Yeah. And with that, very much so is this situation with Max. I feel like whether or not that's completely directly related to what's going on, I certainly feel like they're going in a bit more of a direction where they want to kind of cater to the area and to the money that's coming through, and maybe less so like that, like what kind of brought it through here just because of what's happening and what's because of the, I could be completely wrong about this, but I also feel like it is a damn shame that, just to have to just sit there and just like see all this happen and just to not be able to be like, well, what the fuck? Like, this is, this place was important to a lot of people, and we're just gonna knock it down and put a fucking, like,
I don't know if they're gonna knock it down. So that's the other part is this whole fucking pandemic is we were under the impression it was under renovation,
right,
to reopen as itself.
Yeah.
So we were all like, oh, once the pandemic's over, we're going to come back to a new and improved Max.
Yeah.
Psych.
Yeah. Well, and
Turns out the renovations are for something else.
Right. And exactly. Like, I don't know for sure. There's no word of that.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah.
But it wouldn't be the first time, and it, I don't know, like that just really, I think that might have made it a little bit worse and just like kind of hit a little bit harder, is because of just seeing, like, well, like you go past the bridge about 5 minutes and you see just a gigantic apartment complex that has no business being here, just to house more fucking people for half a year.
Yeah.
And just sit vacant, like,
literally they are.
Yeah.
Like, and they build these giant expensive things and they expect all these corporate businesses to come in on the bottom, and they're all just vacant. And the ones on Michigan Avenue have been for years.
Yeah.
It's
so,
yeah.
It's just, it's that kind of stuff that's like, it just sucks. It sucks to see, and it kind
I
of
hope
feels,
they don't knock down the building.
Yeah.
That would be terrible.
Yeah. But, I mean,
one thing we are
stranger
definitely,
things have happened here.
And who knows how far this will go. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
But I am going to I'm going to try, because one thing that really frustrated me before we did this episode was that I got online and I tried to find a Wikipedia page, like anywhere that has history about this place and like a list of like major performers that have been played there. Nothing. I could find fucking nothing.
Yeah.
So, but that was with a Google search. So, I have a couple other research methods that I could try and see if I come up with anything, and we'll see what happens with that. But that's to your point. It is in my opinion, a historical building in the city of Lansing, and should be looked at that way. Yeah. Yeah. Recorruptor was one of like the first guests. You guys in Recorruptor were the first guests we ever had on.
Yeah.
So this was like the first time you've all been on at the same time and on video.
Yeah.
That's fucking dope.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Dude, it was so much fun. It was so much fun, and it honestly did actually help. It actually made me feel better. Like, after we got everything was done that night, I was like, that felt really good, and we might be onto something.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know, like, after a year of just not having that, and after kind of, especially, I mean, I might have mentioned it on the episode, but it's been fucking probably close to 3 years, 2.5 years since I've even stepped foot on stage to play anywhere. And I don't really know
You
how
don't like that.
Yeah,
Clearly.
it's coming out in different ways that I wouldn't
Mhm.
expect, and you know, the fact that, you know, to see that and just to know that like there's somebody else that's there, that's kind of like at the wheel, or we're just kind of at the mercy of whatever they decide to do with it is very disheartening. It's very like, you know,
Yeah.
but you know,
That's up.
well, either way, we'll get back to it.
We will. But
Either way,
this is a topic that will be revisited.
and hey, you know, I mean, there's with that happening, you know, there's got to be more like rumblings of people. There's got to be more, you know, somebody else that's like, you know, that wants to showcase this area, man. Because I really like, in my heart, I believe that there is a sound and there is a style from this area that is different from what you get in Detroit. It's different from what you get in Grand Rapids. It's
I agree.
you know, and it just it doesn't really get recognized because it's this, you know, and I don't understand it. You know, because especially after being a part of the scene for so long and just seeing how many just different sounding bands and different sounding like styles come out of this area is like, I don't understand why it isn't more. I mean, outside of, you know, obviously like Detroit Rock City, you know, everybody knows Detroit is the place to. I mean, we talk about it all the time, like, you know, just seeing so many shows, but that doesn't discredit the fact that like you can definitely the right night, the right crowd, the right atmosphere, man. Like you can get that here. Like you can, you know, it's
You can. I've seen it.
so yeah, but it's always like there's and maybe it's just the MSU thing. Maybe it's just from the area, but there's a lot of pride that comes from being from the Lansing area. There's a lot, at least I feel like, for one reason or another. And
well, I think it's just because it's like it's really, Lansing is less a city and more a small town with big buildings.
yeah,
That's how I describe it.
yeah, that's fair.
It's just like like if you live here long enough, you're gonna meet a lot of people. Like you're gonna, you know, and those people are all gonna know. You know what I mean? It's a whole thing.
Yeah,
But everybody goes to Max. You know.
yeah.
That's the thing.
So, and I have a lot of hope that, you know, we'll rebuild. You know, it'll kind of
Something will happen.
yeah,
Something
because
will happen.
yeah, you can't just like
You can't have a city without a fucking stage. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It's like no gas stations. Like, what do you?
Yeah. So.
But yeah, that's where we're at right now. But like I said, we are. This is something that will be revisited, and we have a couple irons in a couple fires, and we'll see what comes of them. And if they get to a point where we can announce it, we will.
Yeah.
But fingers crossed.
Yeah.
So because it's exciting.
I just, you know, I guess with all that, like I just, I guess maybe I am a little bitter about what happened.
We all are.
You know, but I'm I guess to kind of wrap it up, I'm very hopeful.
Me too.
You know, because I know that there's a lot of people here that are willing to kind of go to bat for the majority of us that really that just need a place to just be aggressive for lack of a better term. Yeah, man. Like
place to congregate.
Yeah, you gotta, you know, we talk about it constantly, man. Like the locals, the bigger bands, the bigger acts, the national acts were locals at a time.
They all started as local bands.
Everybody started
Every
at the
single
same
one.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if you don't have that, if there's no place for that, then, you know, either we're going to go somewhere else.
It can be a scene killer.
Yeah. We're going to go somewhere else, or there's going to be, within the next few years, there's going to be just a flourishing of just insane music that's coming out of here, and just you know, just a lot of, and, you know, I mean, sure, the college town thing probably helps a little bit, but at the same time, like,
I don't think that many MSU kids went to Max.
Yeah.
I mean, probably a lot over the years. You add it all up and shit. You know, I'm sure there's some that were connected and could, you know, figure it out. But, you know, typically, like when we went there, it wasn't filled with fucking MSU students.
Yeah, it was the you know, the weirdos, man. It was the like every town, every state anywhere has that group of people that just don't fit in with anybody else. They're the black sheep, so to speak. And they just if that's left kind of unattended for a while, then who knows what's going to happen. But I think that there's enough of it, and there's a strong enough scene, and there's a strong enough heart, and and belief that what's coming out of this area is worth something and is worth paying attention to. So
we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
and we will figure it out.
So
yeah, we got some shit going. But yeah, that was an amazing episode.
Yeah, man. Oh, that was fun.
That was one of my favorite episodes ever, and hopefully we get to do that again or something similar soon. Definitely got a lot more other stuff coming. But yeah, I would love to. I'd love to have Alex on too. Mike has never been on from Recorruptor, and Caleb. I need Caleb on.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, we get go into that for sure. We'll dive into that. But yeah, that's going to be it for our what did I call it? A bog wake. This was a bog wake. We had a wake for Max Bar, and that's what that was basically. So tremendous fun. It sucks that we had to come together under the circumstances, but it was very awesome to see everybody again. To Max. And yeah, may you rest in peace. For now. But yeah, that'll be that. Yeah, we got a lot more coming. Do we have any announcements? No, that's it for now. Everybody check out Bog Talk Podcast, Recorruptor, and Bog Wraith. All social medias. Bog Talk. I don't think they have a social media yet. It's just Alex's and Mike's.
We'll link it.
Yeah, I'll link everything I can in the description below for everybody. Because these are our brothers. But without further ado, everyone, thank you. If you're still listening to this right now, our long ass outro, thank you so much for checking this episode out. And it really means a lot to us if you did, because this place meant a lot to us. And for us to come together and be able to talk about it in this way was very, very special. So thank you all so much for joining us on this one. And as always, we'll be back again very soon with... Oh, I'm looking at something right now. So much more is coming.
Not only that, but we're going on location.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We're going on location. Shit, when is this going to come out? Oh, fuck. I might have to do... Sorry. Anyway.
Whatever. Maybe not. I don't know.
We are going on location and going to be doing some... not just some podcasting... But we're going to be doing some podcasting on location, and we may even be guesting on another podcast on location. So more details on that to come this week. Hopefully this is out by Tuesday or Wednesday. And we'll be back again very soon with all that. But don't fucking forget to raise your fucking horns and bang your goddamn heads to Max, everyone. Horns up to Max. We fucking love you all to death. We'll be back again soon. Good night!